now we are broadcasting. Welcome to the brand new version of the Degenerate School of Wizardry. I am one of three hosts tonight, and sitting across from me is the legendary Cornhole Matt. Say hello.
What up?
And to my left is the Italian Punisher, otherwise known as Seth.
Yeah, hey everybody. I don't. What I punish, not really specified. Usually it's myself. Actually, on my dick is one of those Looney Tunes. You know when, like, in the Looney Tunes, when someone get bonked on the head, that fucking boop, that bump?
I thought you were going to go with, like, the one where you squeeze it and the eyeballs and the ears explode.
No, it's, I beat it like a savage, so now it's not talking to me. It's
There's divorce papers.
Sorry, we can't actually make eye contact again. I know what I did was bad, but I'm too proud to admit it, so I'm just going to wait for it to approach me.
You take your clothes off to jump in the shower, and you were served with papers. You're like, son of a bitch!
I take my pants off, there's a noose around it, like, oh, I was too late. I should have said something.
You should have wrote an apology.
Yeah, right.
Or a fucking email at least.
Yeah.
God.
I tried to give it mouth to mouth, bring it back, but
that'll give you back problems.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Snap my neck on the way. We can go out like Romeo and Juliet. Fucking both of us on the same fucking just lay next to each other.
Well, welcome to the show, guys. We've been off for a couple of weeks, and we're back now. The lineup's changed a little bit, and Seth's sitting in for us, guesting tonight, and thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Seth's from a very local, or a very popular local podcast here in town, the Jungle Boys.
That's true.
And so we're kind of doing a podcast mashup.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
A little crossover action.
We're crossing streams.
Oh,
yeah.
Ghostbusters. That's
exactly
forbidden, but tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can reverse the particle flow with that, and close a portal.
Then it sounds like
dimension.
It sounds
okay.
but it sounds like something productive, and this is not going to be that way tonight.
The problem with when you cross streams, like nothing actually happens. Like the science doesn't really support opening up a new dimension. Like when you cross flashlights, nothing really happens. You know what I mean? Like the light just kind of like passes through, and unfortunately, I mean we're arguing like whether or not Ghostbuster streams, like technically they're no fucking ghosts either. So I think I might be beating a dead horse.
You might be beating your own dick again.
Yeah.
Also a dead horse.
That's
Trying to bury it.
So how you been the past couple weeks, man?
I've been pretty good, man. Just killing it, dude. Just sticking with my my shit mostly. Staying on the healthy kick and
Good for you,
nice,
man.
hitting the gym, doing all that fun stuff.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
How about you?
The past
Hanging in
couple
there?
weeks been interesting. I was in Chicago for a couple weeks ago for my sister's wedding. That was
Chi-Town.
pretty.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Did you go to Portillo's?
No.
Oh,
No.
you didn't experience Chicago.
No. Well,
Nope.
And
I went to a metal show.
Okay.
All Shall Perish.
There you go.
Oceana.
Yeah.
Dude.
Dude, yeah. Wait, was the lead singer all preachy and shit?
No,
Or did he
no,
actually
no,
shut
no,
the fuck
no.
up and sing?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was screaming at him at the Slaughterfest one
Yeah.
year. Oh, the Slaughter tour. I had like half the crowd dying because I was just
Which
telling him to
which
shut
band
the
are you
fuck
talking
up.
about?
Oceana.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he got all preachy. I was like, "Shut the fuck up, sing a song."
No, man, he was all about it. Like they were talking about their new album coming out and stuff. And he was like, "Fuck it, let's go!" Like it was a good show. And then we went out drinking at my buddy's bar where he's a bartender, and we were drinking Jameson. And like I said, I don't drink brown liquor.
Yep.
Oh.
And things got interesting.
No.
We went to, I think we started playing beer pong at Mother's.
Okay.
And came back to his bar, and then there was a lot of blackout moments there. I remember being in a cab at one point, yelling at kids walking away from Lollapalooza because it was like going on while I was there. I don't know. It was good. It was a good time. The wedding was really cool. Sister's wedding was badass actually, and the whole day was awesome. And got to hang out with his brother, who is also my brother,
Nice.
I haven't seen him in a while, and it was a really good time. He had a couple drinks, got a little loose on the stage.
Oh, I bet.
He was making some straight gentlemen very uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's what he does.
However, there were some straight gentlemen that were also dancing back in a very prerogative way.
Yeah.
Because they were drinking a little bit.
As it turns out, my brother only fucks straight dudes. I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works either. He's like, I turn straight dudes all the time, and I was like,
yeah, well,
no, you don't.
Technically, that's not true. You turn dudes who pretend to be straight, and they tell people they're straight, but they really want.
Absolutely.
They want some dick.
And on a side note,
they want it deep. They want some deep dicking.
Oh yeah.
Slow deep dicking.
I mean, who doesn't?
From
time to time, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna raise my hand, but let's be honest.
I mean, while you guys were talking about all that metal stuff, I had a flashback over here. And as it turns out, you may not know this about me, Corey and Matt. Obviously.
I don't know anything about
you. Right,
you.
of course.
I know you have tattoos.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do. I have a lot of tattoos. Now. The first girlfriend I ever lived with, I'll call her Big Black because I don't name names on this. She's a tall black girl, and I had this flashback. I'm just like rubbing my nose on the microphone.
I'm fucking enjoying the shit out of that over here, trying not to laugh.
When she's see, the thing is, man, she would every once in a while I'd have to remind her to shave, and now I'm just like having that moment. I almost told you guys to shave this shit. Fucking like, and for everyone at home who can't see this, like I've got this Afro pussy microphone cover, and it's like it feels good, man. I'm actually kind of hard under the table. I should, go bare bones next time.
But the wedding itself was really fun. Your brother danced his ass off. Everyone's like, "Who's that?" And it's like, "That's my brother. He's a little flamboyant.
I bet
he's having a good time though."
Yeah.
He was the life of the party.
By the way, Casey, thanks for the invite. I mean, I wouldn't have come anyways because it's like far away. But
we actually discussed that, and I was like, "Are you going to send him an invitation?" And she's like, "Will he come?" I was like, "Probably not."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I don't want to send him an invitation and then have him feel like he should send me a gift."
Yeah.
If he's not going to come, and I was like, okay, then don't send him an invitation. And I forgot to I was going to email you and be like, we're intentionally not sending you an invitation because we don't want you to feel like you have to come.
Well, of course,
or send a gift.
I figured as much.
Right.
And I would have just sent a painting or something. So I'm like, I got a painting laying around. So I've got a bunch of paintings laying around. So I'm like, here, you can use this for something or throw it away. I don't know.
But yeah, the trip all around was a good time, and got to hang out in the city a bunch, and I abused the train system while I was there.
There you go. That was badass, dude.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude! And it's really punctual. Like, you look on your phone like when the next train's gonna be there, and you're like, oh shit, it's gonna be there in like 35 seconds, and you're like, 35, 34, 33, and you're like running. You're like, 4, 3, 2.
That's awesome.
And it stopped.
Yep.
And you got like 3 seconds to get on that motherfucker.
Exactly.
And it's like
get caught in the doors.
Nice.
Off it goes.
Now, is Chicago better than Pittsburgh?
Yes, leaps and bounds.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what. I'll tell you honestly. Yeah. To me, Chicago is the best city in the United States.
Wow.
And the reason I say that is because it's very similar to New York City, where the hustle and bustle it never stops, and everyone's like, "Oh wow." But in New York, I feel like there's this vibe where people walk around in a bubble, and you can't talk to anybody. Like if you just talk to a grandma on the subway in New York, you're like, "Oh hey, how's it going?" She's like, "Fuck you," and you're like, "Whoa." I'm just asking you about your day.
You're trying to steal my groceries.
Yeah, but like it seemed like everybody in Chicago, no matter what they were doing, they would stop and talk to you. Like everyone's like super friendly. Yeah. And
see, I'm not into that either. Actually, like I don't need a cup of sugar. Fuckface, keep moving. It's like if there's something you can do for me, hand job, blow job. Whatever. Let's make this transaction happen and be on our fucking way.
Yeah, but there were times where I like just went into a bar by myself. You know, like I was a little bit before like I was meeting somebody else, and like I'd just pop into a bar and like sit down and talk to the bartender for a minute, and then like talk to whoever's sitting next to me, and like they're willing.
I think that's got like that Midwest hospitality thing. I mean, I grew up in the Midwest, you know, and
you grew up right outside of Chicago.
Yeah, exactly. Like half hour, 45 minutes south. Yeah. And everybody saw it was really cool. I mean, that's what I always tell people. I'm like, no matter where you go up there, like you can, like you said, walk into a bar, sit down, grab a beer, and start a conversation, and make like 10 friends by the end of the night.
Like that. Like,
exactly.
So
and you got a new spot.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that because the Northeast is the exact opposite of that.
Right.
It's like if you walk into a bar, you have to like give someone a 3-seat like distance. Otherwise, they're super distrustful in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It's a city. I know. Ironically, we're talking about Chicago in this kind of great way, but Pittsburgh is actually the city full of Al Bundys. And obviously, if you didn't catch that reference, Al Bundy is from Chicago.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's for every stupid ass at home who's listening to this. But yeah, it's Al Bundy's everywhere you go, and they're all Steeler fans, and it's fucking sickening because that's all they talk about.
Yeah, it's a very small-minded community.
Yeah.
Like,
and the women there wear gigantic underwear, and
That's
it's
just
fucking terrible.
gigantic underwear.
Like it's gigantic, not a thong to be found in the whole fucking city.
Can I get a whaleback, motherfucker, please?
Yeah, and I know that it's cold there, but we don't need winter-ready bushes, ladies. Let's fucking keep that under control.
God damn,
Dude,
that's
no
the
joke,
worst.
man. Well, same thing in Chicago, dude. It's no joke, dude. It's cold as fuck
Yeah,
up there,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
And I was laughing when I came down here. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, you're used to the heat. You're used to that cold." I'm like, dude, it gets hot as fuck up there too, man.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah, the
People
problem.
are falling over, dying, no AC.
Yeah,
They got
that's the problem.
Cooling centers and shit for
Yeah,
the
they
elderly.
have
and
no
Oh,
central air in Chicago.
it's
the weirdest
fucking
thing. Like
crazy,
everyone has
man.
like even in nice houses,
Yeah.
they have like window units.
Yeah.
Like, you're walking like I've seen these in like really cheesy apartments.
Totally.
Speaking of which, my fucking apartment on Neville Island. Do you know where Neville Island is in Pittsburgh?
I don't.
It's in the middle of the fucking Ohio River. I would tell people.
Was it like once like a prison colony,
No, it was okay. Here's
or was it like a trash heap for like
little,
steel mills?
little mini Australia or something.
It was an island. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Here's the thing. It was built for a steel mill. Was built on it, and everyone there worked at the steel mill, and they lived on that island.
Oh, that's really weird.
Oh
and,
shit.
so like. Is there like locals that still live on the island?
Yeah.
Like generations,
That's-
like they call them islanders.
What's fucked up too is that like this
Townies.
Townies.
this lady who lived below me.
bridges, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude, that Ohio River, man, those fucking.
It's a really depressing city.
Oh, God,
Pittsburgh,
yeah.
because this is essentially what Pittsburgh is.
It's everyone who couldn't afford to move.
No,
That's what it is,
I mean here's the thing. There's a lot of pride in that city.
Mm-hmm.
People that grew up and live there, they're
yeah.
very prideful people. So it's a tight knit community. So if you're an outsider,
Oh yeah,
that
they
doesn't
don't-
work.
No, they
but
don't
if
want
you're an
you.
insider, if you're on the inn, it's like a woven like quilt of human beings that
Right.
like live there, which is
Yeah.
nice. However, the downfall is the backdrop to the city. The city is very steel, cement, cold.
Oh, yeah,
you know, like
definitely.
it doesn't have like a
Inviting.
like a welcoming feeling.
No,
when
there's
you're
nothing
walking
new.
around.
Everything is hundreds of years old.
Yeah, it's old and rusted and steely and like but people that live there fucking love it. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's who they are. They're
Right.
like, fuck yeah, we're fucking steel city and
Right.
cement and
Yeah.
My
rah.
hometown's like that. It's a steel, you know, like labor
Driven.
town. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we're known for prisons and
Yeah.
See,
I don't know if that.
prisons,
I don't know if that's
and
a.
factories, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's really it.
Yeah.
well, the thing too that bummed me out about Pittsburgh is that you won't see the sun for 3 or 4 months. Like it's just gray.
Yeah,
for 4 months.
you know, I experienced that when I was living in Maryland. They call it like the depression season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the sun doesn't come out and
Right.
it's like dark and gray for like 2.5 months. It's really weird. I was only up there for like a couple years, so like I didn't really get into like the swing of the seasons. You know,
can't-
like
right,
everything
yeah.
was new to me. You know,
Yeah,
like I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, what is this? What is this?
It's
You
a
know,
pain in
like-
the balls. I don't give me one hot fucking season. I don't want a bunch of. I like the leaves. It was beautiful. Other than that, man, I don't. I want to know how to dress year round. I don't. Because if it's snowing or if it's cold outside, going to your car is a fucking adventure. You have to put all your clothes on. Your hat, your coat, your shoe. Like you can't just walk out no shirt and flip flops.
And then you have to go grab your shovel because you got to dig your fucking car out.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, that was the fucking worst. I hated that so much.
I fucking miss it. Like
Really?
I miss the snow. I miss the cold, man. I run. I sound like an idiot saying I run hot. Like I'm always hot
Yeah. Right.
all the time.
Right.
Like
I mean-
hot, sweaty, gross. Like just
I miss the
hot.
snow too. I really do miss the
Yeah.
snow because
I
like
don't.
it's like one of those things like when you're watching it fall, it's like the coolest weather event ever.
Right.
Like you're just like, look how awesome this looks.
And then the opportunities you have, the activities
Oh,
you
yeah.
can do, drunken sledding.
Oh, yeah.
Drunken sledding
but
wars,
here's
getting
the-
smashed and just brawling as you sled down a hill.
Here's the shit
Fucking
kicker about
jumping
snow
from
though.
sled to sled.
It's beautiful
Oh, it's
for
awesome.
like a day and a half.
Oh, I feel
Oh,
that's
yeah.
gross. Yeah.
And then it turns into that road sludge
Yeah.
on the side of the road where it's gray
Yeah.
and black
It's just
and
piles of shit.
dirty and,
Yeah.
and it doesn't melt ever.
See, yeah.
It just becomes these hard structures of gross everywhere, you know?
There's salt everywhere.
Yeah, that's the
Yep.
other shit kicker. Your car gets covered with
yeah.
salt, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit eats away everything.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure my pores at one point,
Yeah.
I was like I think my skin's falling off.
That's why
I'm so salty.
We actually dared this kid in grade school. We were outside, like it was a warmer day, you know, and like we're in like I don't even know. I was like kindergarten, first grade, some shit like that. We dared this kid to eat some salt.
Oh no!
I have never seen someone throw up so much in my life. Like I've seen people ingest Epicac, and this kid threw up more than that.
Now, was the Epicac? Was that on a bet?
No. The kid, my buddy, just wanted to get the day off of work.
Yeah. I don't want to hear a horrific
and he's like,
story.
hey, I got Epicac. I want to get out of work.
Yeah.
Drank like half the bottle.
No.
Dude, you need like a teaspoon.
You need like a drop. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was fucking hysterical.
Why don't they just call it Epiac?
Epiac? Yeah,
I think that would be be way closer to the point. Like, what are you getting? What do you got there? I got some Epiac.
You should market that shit.
Oh, I came up with an idea. It's kind of weird, and I don't know if it exists, but I'm gonna throw it out there to you guys and everyone else on the internet.
Sweet.
So I'm at dinner tonight with the folks.
Mm-hmm.
Took them to the lovely Olive Garden for a very fancy Italian dinner.
Yeah, those breadsticks.
That's authentic right there.
We got the Alfredo sauce, a little dippage. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh god, yeah.
Oof.
Did you get
Anyways,
the unlimited salad breadsticks?
Absolutely.
Fuck yes.
And, you know, I do a little thing at the Olive Garden, which is kind of weird. I usually get the fried raviolis as an appetizer, and then I crush those up and put them in my salad with a little bit of marinara on top of that.
That's pretty good.
Stir it up.
That
it's
sounds
weird,
fancy.
Yeah.
but it's delicious.
That sounds really fancy.
I digress. Let me get back to what I was talking about.
There you
So my mom was talking about my sister who's about to have a baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for my mom's birthday, what they're going to do is going to go get a 3D, or they call it 4D, imaging DVD done of the sonogram, where you can like see the full baby for like.
Wait, what's the fourth dimension?
Instead of 3D, like instead of like a 2D picture or a 3D picture, it's supposed to like look like a real.
You can pan around it.
Okay. That's not really a fourth dimension.
Right.
It's just a marketing thing. They call it the 4D.
Right.
Okay, so it's like the most advanced.
It's a full 3D model.
It's
Instead
like,
of it just popping out at you, you can actually pan around the
you got it.
baby,
So-
the fetus,
So it's like
whatever you want to call
there's
it.
not really an age of Aquarius, people. That's just something that people say.
Yeah, that's not a real thing yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine.
I
I just had a quick thought. Imagine like when the printers come out, the 3D matter
Shut up,
printers.
because I'm trying to explain my idea, you
go
son of a
for it.
bitch. The 3D printers. I was like, why don't they have this? You take the image of the baby, 3D printer the motherfucker, and you could take the kid home with you. Creepy,
Awesome.
right?
Make
See?
a little model of your baby.
See, Seth just made the
Hang
same
it from
face.
your rearview mirror.
Seth just made the same face my mom did. My mom was like, "No, I don't
Dude,
like
you can
that."
have keychains,
Dude,
dude.
she's like pretty far along, you know. Like
Yeah.
she's like 7 or
No,
8 months, so
no,
it's like
sir.
it's what the
Yeah.
baby looks like essentially. You
No.
know, like
Dude.
it's got a couple more pounds to gain.
Dude, that got me like really excited. That's
But
fucking
3D
awesome
printing
idea.
the baby,
Yeah.
like I was like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, why don't they print the baby out and then you
Right?
can mail it to the grandma?
Oh no.
Yeah, you open up the box and there's like a baby with a
Heck,
fetus.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
God.
turn into an ornament hanging on the Christmas tree.
We would put it on the Christmas tree.
And you give it like
fuck baby Jesus. My nephew is going in the manger.
There you go. Here's slightly sacrilegious, but that's all right.
Here's the
Who
thing.
gives a shit?
It's
We're
like
not religious
Nah,
baseball.
yeah.
it's like you inherit the 3D model of you when you're like, oh, I came of age, and here is me as a fetus. Like,
Dude, holy shit, put it in a bowling ball.
Oh, that's a pretty good idea too.
Yeah, see-
or
see-
like you're like, oh, it's Halloween. I'm gonna put it in a jar.
Well,
And that's the
no,
thing.
here's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like, I came up with the next step in the evolution of having the 3D model.
Of course you did.
That's sweet.
We will have a water breaking party. So when you actually your water breaks, the husband can run up and then we'll have a bag of water and jelly with the baby and it can run up and smack the bag and it breaks and then the baby falls out like a piñata.
Yeah.
And then you go to the hospital and then like we can make it a party. What are you doing? It's a water breaking
See,
party. Wow.
Here's
God.
a.
It's a fetus fiesta.
I think
It's
you-
fiesta.
Yeah.
I love it.
See, I think you've touched on a real nerve in terms of like if you want to figure out what's wrong with our generation, is it like
We have no boundaries.
well, not only do we not have any boundaries, it's just like everything has to be a party.
Yeah,
let's-
my
how
mom
about-
said that too. Why does everything have to be a party? I'm like, because I can make anything a party.
Well, here's the thing.
My sister's
Like,
water breaking.
it's-
Boom, water breaking party.
Yeah.
Get a 3D model.
See, here's the thing.
Piñata.
I think that we're looking at this the wrong way, and you'll have to forgive me for this. It's the birth of a child, but the death of a vagina, and that should be mourned by everyone.
Taking a
I
knee.
don't- yeah,
Everyone should take a knee.
Be like something. We're crossing a line here that we can never come back from.
Here's the problem. We are talking about my sister, which is a
man.
conversation I can never come back from.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Well,
So
Yeah.
we'll just talk about a generic vagina.
Right.
How about
Okay.
that?
Vaginas across the world.
But
There you
here,
go.
let's not fear, okay? Because I've dated individuals who've had children, vaginal births.
Yep.
yeah.
Everything's normal, fine.
Yeah, they call them husband stitches.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, husband stitches. Yeah, exactly. You got
Yeah.
it. So everything's good to go. I mean, it's just
Except, and now I don't really. Here's the thing.
you're gonna make me uncomfortable, dude.
Here's the thing. I don't.
anytime you have to say, here's the thing,
Right.
you make me very uncomfortable.
I don't name names on this podcast, and I'm not gonna give a timeline to when this happened.
Right.
I'm just gonna say sometime within my dating life, I was hooking up with this chick who had one son, and he was deaf, and I would be hooking up, and I would start to giggle a little bit. Because I knew that little. I'm not gonna say his name either.
What's his name? Sorry, that was really mean. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
In my head, I knew I could just see the kid doing this while I'm giving it to his mom. I'm like, bam, bam, bam. The kid couldn't fucking hear a thing. I'm just like nailing her as fucking hard as I can.
You're
Sweet little. He's just like in his bed with his fucking
Just
bear.
snoring.
5 feet away, I am railing.
Wait,
his mom.
5 feet away. She got
Whoa.
weird.
Oh, wait, there's a fucking wall between us.
you think he was like Daredevil? He could feel the vibrations in his bed and shit.
If he was fucking blind and deaf, then there's not really a problem.
He can smell the stench coming around the corner through the walls.
Like,
He's got
okay,
enhanced senses.
Imagine this. Like, he's deaf, but we're like, well, he could be in the room. He's deaf. He's just, like, sitting there, like, fucking just, like, watching me give it to his mom.
Hey,
Oh.
all of a sudden you're.
Like, mocking him, like,
Do you like my mom?
Oh
Yeah.
Not really, but man.
She's all right.
As it
okay,
turns out, yeah, it didn't end well. Actually, it didn't end badly. It just ended.
Jesus.
It bugs me. Like, I love kids.
Right.
I really do.
Yeah, me too.
I just don't want him to look at me when I know, like in 10 minutes I'm gonna be like, just fucking sweating like a hog on top of its mom.
You're
You know
gonna
what
be
I mean?
you're gonna
Like,
be chowing down on its birth canal.
yeah, exactly.
man.
Be like, I'm gonna go
really-
clean your first.
I apologize
apartment.
again.
Yeah.
That was too much.
That's
I take
okay.
it over
No,
the
that
line
was
every time.
awesome.
I apologize.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's
That's great.
So there's that happened. And the thing is, I should have been present in the moment, like really into it. But I was like, yeah, fucking kid, like, and that's when you know there's something like
wrong with you.
Like it's like where you forget that you're having sex. You're like, I think I just crossed a line as a human being. I need to really take time to consider what I was just thinking about. So
Have you ever done this in the
Probably.
middle of having sex? Your mind wanders and you totally don't even know where your dick is. You don't even know really what you're doing in the moment, and it happens during drunk sex a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're in the middle of having sex and you start, so I have ADD a little bit, you know.
Mhm, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like my mind wanders sometimes, and like I'll start thinking about something random, like a 3D printer of a baby fetus
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I want
right.
my
Yeah.
mom to have as a gift for
Oh,
her
yeah.
birthday. That's
Oh, yeah.
weird.
Hey, your mind wanders. It happens.
Anyway, so like you transcend away from your body, like your mind runs away, you know, like
Right.
an Enya song, like it just sings off running, and you get lost in the moment, and then you come back and you're just like, wait a minute, what the fuck is happening right now?
Well, see here, one of two things happens. If I'm really into the chick, I'm like laser light focused, like a fucking wizard from another dimension, or I'm just like I'm thinking of another chick I like having sex with better. Or in that one case, I'm thinking about her son not hearing me. That's usually like it. I'm either like so into it, I'm like fucking
Creepy.
Like if we made eye contact, she'd be like startled by me, like I'm trying to steal shit from her house. Yeah, I try not to think about other because I'm at this point. I'm just like, oh, man, there's a fucking slice of pizza in the refrigerator. I think I'm gonna knock this one out and go get that fucking slice of pizza.
Have you ever been sleep raped before?
Fuck yes.
Yeah, woken up in the middle of the night and your girlfriend's having sex with you and you have no idea what's happening.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to
yeah.
get sleep raped all the time.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Um,
I have fond memories of sleep rape.
Yeah.
I have some not so fond ones too, where I ended up with a fucking crying game shower. Like,
oh my god.
half an hour later.
I went out drinking with my brother and we ended up at like a gay bar and
Yeah.
I woke up and
No,
Yeah, it's cool. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
It happens to everyone.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I mean, I was playing hard to get, but not that hard, obviously.
Clearly.
not hard enough.
Yeah.
because he got it.
Yes.
He got it.
Hey, I'm not that easy
He
to
was
catch.
probably plenty hard.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I was gonna offer to like jump into a topic, but we're gonna come up to a break here soon. However, I do want to mention something before we go to the break, since we're talking about sex and dicks and shit.
Yeah.
Anthony Weiner.
This
Is there any way, as a Democrat, I can?
You still affiliate yourself with a party?
Yeah. I do.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like if you're an independent, you're
not
taking
sidetrack, but
No. And the only reason I do is because, and I've lost a lot of faith in the Democratic Party over the past, 10 years. I'm getting a little bit back, a little bit, but not a lot. Yeah. I feel like as an independent, I would be taking away from the votes of the left side, and
okay.
No,
go ahead.
no, and I feel like if there's more moderate or more people in the middle, more of what I feel or the views that I choose to side with are more on the left side.
Okay.
So I feel like if I step away from the left and there's a very close race on something and there's no way I can vote on it, I would feel a little left out. You know what I mean? So I feel like I have to I want to pick the left side. I want to pick the Democrat, even though I feel like there's been so many opportunities, especially during the Bush administration, that the Democrats could have stepped up and stomped the shit out of the Republican Party, and they were so passive, and they were just kind of like,
well, I mean, that's like,
and
it's like saying that a lamb at any point could have stepped up and stomped the lion or the wolf that eats them.
That's not
constantly.
true. That's not the way I look at it. The way I look at it is that like the Republican Party was like a babbling, fucking drunken. Let me take that back. A wounded animal at one point, and the Republican Party was the predator.
Well, see,
and they had the opportunity to make the kill easily, without any retort from the general public, and they kind of just stepped back and let that fucking wounded animal walk away and get better again. Like that wounded animal gained strength. It healed itself in the form of the fucking Tea Party, which was the most ridiculous thing ever. Yeah. So the fucking wounded animal got better in a weird way, lost its mind a little bit, but it became this maniac that our predators still didn't want to fuck with. Like they were just kind of like, ee.
This is the story of the scorpion and the frog. Like it's not in the Democrats' nature to be to fight in that kind of way. Republicans,
but it is in my nature.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that like. Republicans are always going to win that kind of battle. It's just in their nature. They're reactionaries. Right. And I've actually moved away from the Democratic Party because I can't. There's nothing worse than a coward or a pussy, and I can't stand.
Right, but what do you get behind then?
I was actually behind. I mean, I was actually heavily involved with the Libertarian Party. I was going to be a delegate from Florida, but then they decided to have their thing in Arizona. I'm like,
here's my problem
with me. I just think the system's so fucking broken at this point, and like it doesn't. I almost have that view where it doesn't really matter who you vote for at this point, really, because it seems like everybody's just.
But that's the thing, though. Like the system's broken on purpose.
Well,
they broke the system because. If it's broken and no one fixes the system, then it remains the same.
Well, see,
and they like the way
that's
it's
a really good point.
and they like the way it is now because the way it is now, it's a capitalistic system where the only people that have a say in our government are people who put money into our government through contributions and through lobbyists. And so corporation has the real control in our government.
Yeah. Well,
and if you were to stop that, if you were to fix the problem, and if you were to remove the lobbyists and stop the donations from major corporations to these candidates and whatnot, and just let these people think for themselves, you would have a completely different system and maybe a system for the people. But it's not now.
Well, here's the thing: we're like this is a rich man, poor man conversation. And we're the poor man, and the system is never worked better for the population of people who are doing well. It's not broken; it's working efficiently. It just so happens we're on the wrong side of an ass kicking.
Absolutely, and not an ass kicking, like a dick stomping.
It's a bludgeoning.
Yeah.
But the truth is that for some people the economy has never been better.
For some people,
not me.
Yeah, not me at all.
Very few. Yeah,
like that percentage is.
It's very small.
It's very, very, very small.
But I feel like I've had this conversation ad nauseum.
Right.
And there's every time I have this conversation, I'm like, am I just reacting emotionally to the things I see in the news, or have I actually given this some real thought? And then I realized that I'm just gonna live my life and eat as much pussy as possible.
Yeah, and
Ladies,
absolutely. And
if there's a lady out there who listens to this bullshit,
I love the fact that you're actually looking at eye contact with the camera. It's like, ladies.
Listen, I mean, like, I'm just gonna go one button. This is a one button podcast, but Corey's gonna leave my number or my email address.
I'll put it on.
Yeah,
I'll put it on the.
And we can see how many buttons this shirt has if you want.
Right.
But let's switch gears because politics is a fucking bummer.
No, but
it is. I had a really quick idea when you guys were talking. Would you rather? Do you think it's easier to sign on with a party or an individual, or at this point with what you've said?
That's a good question.
A fucking corporation. Like, would you rather sign on with the Democrats,
or
would you rather rock? Would you rather be like, hey, I'm part of the fucking PBR party, motherfucker, Anheuser-Busch, bitch,
or say,
would
or
you jump
union.
on that shit, or a union? Yes,
I'm with the Macintosh party, homies. Let's
right,
go.
right,
like a teachers union per se, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's an interesting idea. It's a cool concept.
Yeah, I mean, but that gets all crazy,
but then it gets weird. Like now you're having like a war between Toys R Us and Starbucks,
right?
Yeah, like.
Well, actually, it's every corporation has already picked a team, and it's each other, and then there's us at the end of their fucking foot.
You know, the thing is everything. Something that I've grown to learn about politics is that everything's an illusion. Nothing is real. Everything that we get to participate in as the people and as our votes. It has nothing to do with what actually happens in closed-door meetings.
Exactly. Everything we know is
promises that are made to certain peoples about certain things. And there's so many secret things that happen in our government, like secret prisons and like secret programs. And like everything that's important for our nation is nothing that we know about.
See, I'm not even concerned about what I don't know. What I do know is scary, and that Congress and Senate really don't do a whole lot by vote. They actually decide most of what happens in this country by committee.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is where we have no input.
Right.
Yeah. You can bitch and complain about votes all day. And, yeah, sometimes, things like the SOPA thing that got knocked down initially. But guess what? It's back, and I think parts of it already passed. But
I hate the backdooring of votes.
Yeah.
Okay, your bill was fucking shot down, but you broke it up into like 6 different things, and then you put each one of your 6 fragments on the back end of another bill, and it passed. Right. And also, essentially, your bill passed because all you get all 6 pieces
and how much
attached to something else.
How much of that legislation went through? Well, the Trayvon Zimmerman trial was on TV, that
absolutely.
But and then whatever.
That's media covering it up.
Exactly. And then back to media, you were talking about Mr. Wiener.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What were you gonna say about the Wiener guy?
The thing that pissed me off about that situation was. This is round 2 of the situation. Yeah. Like, motherfucker, you are a public figure, and if you're going to learn your lesson the first time, learn your fucking lesson, or you back away from the situation and just become crazy dick guy who shows his dick to everybody.
Yeah, dude.
But just don't be a politician. Like, you get the
start
choice.
A website. You got the name for it, motherfucker.
Exactly. Like, if the shoe fits, show your dick. You know what I mean? But here's the thing that really pissed me off. In his apology... I'm not even sure who
the problem is that he should have never made an apology. We have this weird thing with privacy. It's like we don't realize how up in everyone's business we are, but then when this this fucking what is it NSCA whatever the fuck it is and we're like fucking outraged, but like how often do we comment? We're actually commenting on like celebrity gossip now in a way, and we're all up in this dude's business like. Yeah, granted, he's not qualified to run anything because he can't handle his fucking business, and all of his time is now spent apologizing for something that is really between him and his wife and this fucking slut. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take that back. I don't know this fucking chick.
Yeah.
You know what? She's just a person, and they're having.
But he was texting,
right?
And then all of a sudden, she starts getting cock pics from Carlos.
It's just,
whatever the fuck is the Carlos Extreme or. Carlos Danger.
Carlos
fucking Danger was his goddamn fucking screen name.
Yeah, so I mean,
Carlos Danger.
Listen, he's down to fuck, and he's got some problems of his own, but I don't really.
Okay, so here's my problem with him though.
Yeah.
And this is why I wish somebody would take him out back and put a bullet in his head because he runs his mouth and he doesn't shut the fuck up. Yeah. So it's.
Says 3 guys on a podcast who have to have their voices heard for no.
Absolutely, and I concur. I mean, I'm just an asshole,
of course,
but. my thing that pisses me off being a part of the Democratic Party is that Hillary hasn't come out and publicly said she's going to run for 16 yet.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Like, whatever. You got to get your fucking ducks in a row.
Right.
Now, Weiner's wife is her number one, like, assistant, advisor. Like, she is her go-to. Like, if Hillary needs something done or she wants this or that or the other, it's this chick and it's his wife. And then... literally in an interview, they were like, well, is this, recent upset, with your whole dick being, whatever, is this going to affect Hillary's run in 16? And he's like, absolutely not. Hillary's run in 16 is going to be blah, 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 blah. And he's like spilling all this information about her upcoming run. And she hasn't publicly said shit yet. And like, it's like jackasses like that when like your party is like building up what they're going to do. Like, you don't want fucking rogue or like wild card assholes like this fucking joke, you know what I mean? And like, he's not an idiot either. Like, some of the shit he has to say is pretty fucking intelligent.
Hell yeah. He'll have a PowerPoint up, he's making good, valid arguments, and then all of a sudden a picture of his dick flies across the screen in front of the whole US.
You already apologized once, and the public took you back. Yep. Just stop taking pictures of your dick, bro.
Or
knock it off.
Yeah, or here's a little. Let me give a little a social commentary rant. We're talking about the problem in a kind of like in a micro way, but in a macro way, the real problem is the fact that we can't let people be
Is that a little dick joke?
Yeah. It's unintentional punnery, but yeah. The real problem is this: that we can't allow people to be people in public. Like, the dude, so, he sent his dick pictures, and that's...
Right, okay. But however, I'm going to stop you.
Well, no, let me continue for a little bit. Because that point's not even that important. Okay. Yeah, guess what? We all like to fuck, and we all like new pussy or new dick, and that's not really our business. And the real problem is with people who feel like they're not going to achieve anything, so it's easier to pull other people down. Say, oh, you're not actually better than me, you're worse than me, so therefore where I'm at is fine. Like,
no,
we find
I concur.
This with, like,
that's
the
good.
Arnold Schwarzenegger thing.
That's a really good point.
You know what? He's got a kid out of marriage, but guess what? That doesn't erase all the brilliant things he did for himself and his family.
Yeah.
So the thing is, look inside yourself. Understand that, you know what? Things aren't as good as the generation before us. They had a lot of opportunity. But don't pull people down because you don't have the courage to go out and fail and try again.
Yeah.
I agree. But exactly what you just said there, to try and fail again, like he's failed for the second time.
Yeah.
Like I feel like in public politics
now.
I feel like because there is no privacy. There is none.
Not at all.
I mean, there's no JFK, Marilyn Monroe situation happening ever again.
Right.
That is done.
You're putting yourself in a position to notice, and
people are going to notice.
People are going to
and they're going to talk.
Fucking everything.
Like they're like now TMZ is a credible source of fucking information. Do you believe that?
No.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Like, people don't believe something about a celebrity until they read it on TMZ.
Yeah.
And that it makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
It really does, because it's.
Well, it almost seems like hiding in plain sight is the ultimate privacy.
Right.
Or
just going off the grid and disappearing altogether.
See, but like then you really don't even exist. What I mean is, if you're on Skype and say you're having Skype sex, and I may or may not have.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Don't act like you haven't been on Skype and just been like, well,
Skype sex.
I'm just gonna go ahead and pull my dick out and let's see where this goes. But it's like, if you, it's like, what are the chances? Oh shit, son, can we get that Silk song potted up? And But the thing is, just like, what are the chances now that your sex tape is going to be seen? There's like, I've never seen the same chick twice in a porn, like an amateur porn video. They're new all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I was actually talking about this with.
You were watching porn and you're like, you know what? I've never seen this chick before.
No, actually, I will search porn like sites and look for people that I've never seen before, because like after you start recognizing porn stars, that's when you realize you have a slight problem.
No. See, not
maybe a little bit
stars. I mean, amateur amateur porn.
Porn stars is completely different. I follow them on Twitter because they're fucking hysterical sometimes.
You know what bugs me about new porn stars, because they're new for like 4 days and then they're in 17 films.
Those fucking treads those treads go low low quick.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like first time amateurs or whatever they are. They'll do like 45 videos in like 4 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
well, there's a key. There's a key. If you want a truly amateur video, 2 things you need to look for. TV on in the background, because they haven't licensed that, and music in the background.
That's a good
because
point.
they can't. There's no way that a porn is ever going to license that kind of music.
Spend that kind of money.
Right.
Anyway, so like the conversation I was having with this individual came up where it was like, well, is there any sex videos of you online? And I was like, not to my knowledge. I mean, I know that there were times in my younger years where. Actually, there was like this whole story that I don't even want to get into or put it over the internet.
Yeah,
I'll tell you guys outside.
All right.
Okay, I'll tell you guys.
Of course.
So there was this a period where I was dating an individual and I had a fucking camera, and we would fucking film ourselves, have a good time, watch it.
Right.
And like, to be honest with you, when we would watch it, it was not like, oh, this is sexy. We would laugh our asses off because it's the most ridiculous thing ever, right?
Yeah.
So however, I go out and I'm videotaping my boy skate. He's like a semi-pro skater and he's fucking sick.
And you're an adult while this is happening?
Yeah, I'm an adult.
Yeah, okay.
So like I'm filming this dude skate or whatever, and I have my camera and I leave.
Oh no!
I forget the camera bag
God.
behind this fucking store.
Well, God, why?
And there was like 2 full fucking tapes of just fun times between me and this individual. And
female?
Fun times. You mean videotape sex, right?
Oh yeah.
Just to clarify.
Two full tapes.
Wow.
That I went back to go grab that camera bag and it was gone.
Oh
gone.
No.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
But I mean, I never saw it. Nothing's ever come up on the internet. And you know what?
Right.
To be honest with you, like we were laughing about the tapes or whatever. But if that shit came up, I wouldn't give a fuck. Like whatever. Like I don't care. You know what I mean? Like
be good for the podcast.
Right.
It'd be it'd actually be kind of cool to see him again. To be honest with you, like a while ago. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? So like
a
little nostalgia in there.
Yeah. Like you know what I mean? But like I always think about it. So like whenever like the like amateur section comes up, I'm always like. There's like there's a good 240 minutes of video, comprised of 2.
See now I can't go on the internet ever again. Just in case, if I'm ever like, I'm not even gonna say what sites I go on.
Just stay away from like night vision.
Be like,
that's all I'm gonna say. Stay away from night vision, amateur.
That's fucking it. Now I'm gonna break a story on your podcast, and I'm even not gonna break it on my own.
Okay.
One and only time I've gone ass to mouth. I mean, not my ass. I mean, like,
to clarify, you just said I went ass to mouth.
Or
my ass
in that scenario, there's
or
a
my
chick.
mouth.
There's a chick.
Okay.
Wait, her ass. Wait, her ass to her mouth.
Yeah.
I had to do a little funny math there for a second. I had to figure that out.
Please tell me. Like, hold on.
Yeah,
Let me pray to baby Jesus real quick.
It's the only time I've ever videotaped sex, and it happened that time.
Oh, that's so good. Please, baby Jesus, let it be true that when he went ass to mouth to this girl, she snowballed him. And it's
Nope.
on video.
No. There's no way.
Damn.
And I've got
chocolate snowballs.
God.
I was like,
Cocoa Puffs.
yeah.
Puffs.
Oh, Christ. It was like,
So
this
gross.
is one of those weird,
So gross.
like I'm having
Cocoa Puffs? Who is that? I apologize again. That's too far. There are lines in the sand, and I
Yeah.
just said Cocoa Puffs.
See, I'm having an emotional reaction because of how what happens next is actually like a real weird moment for me. Like I'm banging her ass hard, and I'm and it's a little shaky, and you can see my gut, and it's fucking gross. And then like cut to like the blowjob, and she's like super good at blowjobs, way into it. And then and here's the side note to the story. Okay, I should not bring this kid up, but I'm kind of a mentor for this kid, and he was up during this weekend, and he's anyway. I'm just gonna stop there.
I actually watch your podcast, so I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay,
No
cool.
names. But anyways.
So she comes over just for that because she didn't know I was gonna kick her out after.
Right.
So I've got the thing, and I turned it on to watch it, and it's like watching a monster slowly eat another monster. I'm like, this is like, it's like if you've ever been getting a lap dance at a strip club and you make eye contact with yourself in the mirror and you have that moment of clarity, like this is you confronting yourself at your worst moment and your soul is laid bare while this fucking.
I'm not that dude. I'm pulling out myself. I'm like, selfie.
Yeah. See, not me. I'm like, you just paid this fucking $0 to grind on your crotch. You're not gonna have sex, and she's gonna do this to 20 other dudes.
Yeah, but you get that like weird moment of like 5 seconds of conversation where it's awkward, and that's the best part of the whole.
See,
that's my favorite part of the exchange.
See, I can't. Like, first of all, I'm not that kind of like. I'm way too introspective, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Come on, what have you done to yourself, and why are you here?
You want the backstory. I'm just worried about the present and the future. I don't care where you came from, you broken little piece of girl.
I love hearing that story.
You broken little doll.
Great.
I don't care where.
That's funny.
Well, I don't want to hear it.
Let me. It's entertaining.
I want to know what you're interested in. You're interested in giving me a lap dance. Yeah. I'm drunk. I'm into that.
Yeah, I see the I'm actually okay with the transaction. I feel okay with that. Like, here's some money.
Right.
You're gonna do what you're gonna do.
Right.
But the problem for me is that I was watching the videotape, and I'm like, if this gets out, it will ruin sex forever.
For you.
For everybody.
It's like Contagion. Yeah. Like everyone stops fucking having sex and jerking off. Like everyone goes celibate and the world gets real boring.
The internet, the whole internet
just shuts down.
Fred Sanford moment. We're like, boom, face down. We go back into the fucking caveman days. Like, it's mayhem. Everyone goes feral. And there's just never internet porn ever again. And I don't think I could be the guy who kills internet porn.
Well, with that being said, we're going to go into our first break because I need to go outside and...
yeah, he has to smoke or something. I don't know what the fuck he's got to do.
Yeah, smoke your pole, buddy.
Oh shit.
The first band. So
I'll videotape
let me just jump into something real quick in case people are watching at home and they want to know. The show used to be called Corey and AJ's Degenerate School of Wizardry.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, who I love very much, AJ. He had to step away from the show for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
If he comes back, which I'm planning on him coming back, we'll go back to it being Corey and AJ's Degenerate School of Wizardry. But from now until he returns or whatever, this is gonna kind of how it's gonna be. It's gonna be me and Matt.
Yeah.
We're gonna have rotating thirds.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
We got Neighborhood Mike. If Seth wants to come back, it's on him. However he wants to do it. And this is just it's gonna be the format of the show from now on.
Yeah.
And hopefully at some point he can come back because I already miss him. That being said, why he has to step away is no one's business, and it's never going to be discussed.
Right.
Exactly.
However, he did put me onto a band this week, a band that's been around since like 2006. So I kind of feel like I missed the train on this band a little bit. Wow. The band's called Horse Feathers. And the first song that I'm going to play is called Blood on the Snow, and then Falling Through the Roof, and then Eyes Full of Rose. This is the Degenerate School of Wizardry, which we will be right back.
Yep. Okay.
After.
Well, see, the name is a bit of a misnomer because I haven't learned a fucking thing since I've been here. So there's no actual schooling going on. It's really just.
And there's no wizardry going on either.
Not that they can see. It's
under the table.
Yeah, the magic's up here. It's all up here.
All right, guys, we'll be right back after this. Thank you.
All right.
Goes, which who knows? The smell in her clothes, the smell in her nose. There's blood on the snow. Bring your love, tone your tongue, tone your rose, name your toes. There's blood on the snow. They move, they touch. Perhaps too much. They learn to sing, only to be seen. They are cross, 'cause they are clean. They are great, 'cause they are great. By time, by teeth, by fist, feet. It's too on the rose. It's bloodied and broke. Yeah, to see. Eyes full of rose, she tips on her toes. Father's ears, they're keen. Late in a dream, remains to be seen. His grace, yeah. They are great, 'cause they are great.
Thank you for coming back or sticking around us for the second segment of the show.
We're
Dun, 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 dun,
Matt's in the middle of- he's
dun.
getting himself a tasty beverage.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
And apparently some of the people that are watching right now on Ustream are just getting a black screen, which I'm not really sure what that's about. And I apologize, but on our end, we're on live and we're also recording live, so I don't feel comfortable stopping the broadcast.
There's no
you know
point.
what I mean? Like, the only thing I can tell people at home that are watching it, if they have a black screen, is just refresh.
And not only that,
You know what I mean? Because Ustream is not really.
Yeah, close
the
your
most
browsers.
And you're not-
Browsers start again.
and you're
Yeah.
not missing anything really. Like, it's just three dudes sitting at a table.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, just three dudes talking about internet porn and
Yeah,
Wieners.
wieners and
Yeah.
government and
it's the same shit that like every 30-somethings talk about. Really.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think that's the draw, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, of
Like, I mean,
course.
for those that listen at home and
You want to hear someone else sing your blues for you.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely. That's a very good point, man. I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
think about that. Yeah,
Wow.
we don't write songs. We
No.
just talk your blues for.
Quite
Yeah.
insightful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
blow me away.
It's
This is Jesus.
strangely insightful. Yes.
This is what this guy does.
God
Yeah.
damn.
He'll drop
that's
he'll drop some shit on
a
you.
little too
Yeah.
deep for us. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I think I'm done.
Yeah, it's like, fuck it. That's it.
God damn it.
It just turned into
Now
a
everything
school.
I say from now on is going to sound fucking retarded.
You know, we were talking out back before we came back to the
we
break.
guess we were.
And Matt brought up a topic about, we were talking about, I was talking about pirating things and whatever. And then Matt was talking about hacking. And then he brought up the topic about cars now apparently can be hacked.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
ridiculous. Like, everything, like the ECU, the electronic control unit in it, like, they started putting those in like 96,
Okay.
95, like somewhere around there. Basically, like this. I used to install car stereos, and like the second you couldn't remove the stock stereo and just take it out completely was the moment computers were
controlling the vehicle,
integrated to the point where they're a life force for your.
I'm gonna sound like an idiot
car.
here.
Yeah, what's up?
This computer controlling unit in the vehicle. So basically what this is more or less a processor. So like when you turn the steering wheel, it does the calculation.
It runs all
turns
kinds
the
of
wheels.
stuff like OnStar, everything. Like it just runs lots of little functions for your car. Everything from blinkers to this and that. What's up?
Here's where like I want to be terrified with everyone else.
Yeah.
But like if this is Skynet, I drive a Kia, so like I'm in like the janitorial division of Skynet.
Yeah.
Like hack my Kia, please. I'm terrified. What are you gonna do? Put my seat back a little? It's a fucking Kia.
Yeah. To the point, like with those cars, it doesn't really matter too much.
Not.
It's the newer shit with the park assist, like that.
Okay.
That's the scariest one because in 2010 in San Diego, they did a demo where they actually hacked it and could control the steering in reverse. They could control the steering, the acceleration.
So let me ask you. And worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, basically, someone has access to your car for 10 minutes. Now it's over. And everybody's like, oh well, nobody touches my car for 10 minutes. What are you talking about? Car wash, valet, anything.
So let me ask you this. So all of these hacks happen. What's the end game? Like everyone's car gets hacked at the same time, and cars just go fucking ape shit on the road.
If you want to get really crazy, yeah, you could say that. But realistically, it'll be you go to park your nice new fucking Benz, that ain't
whatever.
Me. That ain't me.
What are the ones you can push the button and it parks for you?
Exactly. Any of that shit. Say you go to valet it. Dude at valet has his little fucking. I can't really tell. I don't know the devices, and I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, you don't want the internet. You don't want the government on your ass.
See,
so basically, but I do know, like all they have to do is have access to underneath the steering column
for less than 10 minutes.
For less than 10 minutes, and that's it. And you think about it, you're like, oh well, what are they gonna do? Well, fuck, man. They hack your car while it's backing up, or whatever, and
insurance
all
fraud.
of a sudden, you're wheeling down the street in reverse at 80 miles a fucking hour.
Yeah,
and you have no control.
You have no control. They can control the steering, acceleration, braking,
not braking,
not braking, basically everything. And I mean,
scary,
if it has a touch button ignition, they can start it and roll it down the street.
Oh shit!
Possibly. I mean, it depends on if you think because the transmission is a big thing. If it's manual and it's in neutral,
no, that's not gonna happen.
I mean,
you can't put the car in gear.
Exactly.
Now, here's
Same
my
thing
question.
with even automatics. I think it's more along the lines of the auto shifts and
do they have to be?
shifters
Do they have to
and
be in relatively close proximity to your vehicle, or can they be at home on their internet? Like just tap it in. You have no idea.
That's where it gets sketchy. I mean, currently they probably have to be within a certain range. But
so, like, how long ago? I mean, how long until they can fucking develop programs where they can just hack into the controls of like an airplane?
Yeah,
they're there. They're there.
It's there.
They're there. See, here's the thing.
But how come they're not utilized yet?
We're,
like, if this is available,
we don't know that it hasn't. Because
Exactly.
what's it going to look like other than what a normal accident already looks like?
Okay.
They're saying that this cat, and I definitely don't want to step on the toes of a conspiracy, but this reporter who was breaking a big story about, I guess it was Petraeus, and then he had some other thing.
Yeah.
They're saying now that his car, for some reason, sped up to 90 miles an hour and went right into a wall for no real reason, and they're saying it's a car hack. Here's the thing. I'm a fucking nobody, and if the government needs to kill me, then there's no other problem in the world.
They could just say you died taking a huge shit after eating a.
Well, here's the real problem.
After eating a triple stack Wendy's. He blew out an O-ring. He died.
Baconator did him in.
Yeah.
At least that makes me a part of the group. As a Kia owner, at some point, I'm going to have to pretend like my car's been hacked, and I'm going to have to like back up into someone else's car and go, the fucking government got me. And I'm just like so sad because I had to drive my car into another car to be a part of the group.
And not to breach conspiracy theory again, but one of the big, and I hate bringing up. I hate bringing up 9/11 and all that shit. But when they bring in 9/11 and all that with the planes and how the turns made and this and that, and pilots couldn't have done it. It kind of plays into it already.
Oh, God,
Loose change too.
I knew this was coming.
But
that's like I have to leave.
I was like, I think someone hacked this fucking podcast.
I don't really want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about all that shit. But I'm just saying, like how you said with planes hacked. So I mean, it's
driving into a wall.
It's prevalent. It's there. It's there. I mean,
we can't be on the same show anymore because. I just laugh too much at any stupid thing that comes out of your mouth.
Which is apparently like it's almost a compliment, but that means I'm saying a lot of stupid shit.
It's just funny to me.
Yeah.
It always
necessarily. It's just kind of scary, man.
It's to me it's like it's one of those things like hiding in plain sight again. Like when they get to me, I can rest easy because then I know all the other bad guys out there have already been taken care of.
What's funny though about that is the digression of technology. So we have so many advances that are happening so fast, and they think that the next evolution of the human cycle actually is going to be technology integration. Oh yeah. Yeah, so we have the technology light beam, if you will, which has been until of recent time a pretty broad beam of light. It's becoming more and more focused. And as time progresses, that focus is becoming faster and faster and faster. Now
you're talking about the singularity.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You got it. Okay.
Yep.
So, do we get to a point before we hit the singularity that we throw the e-brake on the bitch as a society and we digress from technology more to a primitive style of like older vehicles that couldn't be hacked?
Well, we're actually
on like building, we're all driving cars from the 70s that are all like just machines, just fucking engine, gas pedal, steering wheel, go.
Well, here's where the answer is either yes or no. It's either definitely going to be yes or definitely going to be no. Because most times in history, people don't know that they're in a historical transition
period. Yeah, they have no idea.
So we are very, very close
to something different.
Not only something different, but something very, very like species ending bad, or like we could ascend our species.
Right.
So it's either going to be like we're going into the shitter or we're going to evolve again. And I have a feeling, and there's actually I can't remember the astrophysicist's name. He's like the reason we don't find life in on other planets.
Tyson DeGrasse Nelson.
It's not. I think it's one of him. It's him, or it's not him actually. I can't. But it's someone like that. He's like, the reason we don't find life on other planets like us is because they've reached the point we're reaching now, and they didn't make it over that hump to become that.
Evolved species that can travel.
So they got up to the point where they had all this knowledge, but they didn't have the emotional capacity to control themselves, and they destroyed themselves.
That's a very good point. But I feel as our species of animal,
we're done.
I don't necessarily feel that way. I actually feel that we will pull through, and it's not like the heroic like, yay, we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
I feel that everyone can be spiritual until they get like cancer or some sort of disease, and then they turn to science to save their life.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I feel like as a society,
or if you're retarded, you turn to Jesus, and it's never worked out for anybody.
Or if you're deaf, you turn to this guy, and he's banging your mom.
Oh, dude, just giving it to her, like shaking the fucking paintings off the wall.
Anyways, I feel like the human race that is so spiritual, but will turn to science the moment that they fear their life. I feel since as a species we will turn to any means necessary to survive, that whatever the evolutionary cycle or the next step will be, people are so afraid of dying because I know as a society we're smart enough to know that this is what we get, you know what I mean, and there really isn't anything after that, and that's why everyone fears death. So I feel like the embracement of whatever that next step is necessary for survival, and I think it'll be a very general acceptance, whatever that
Do you
step
think
is.
we're gonna step backwards, or do you think
I
we're gonna
don't-
go
I don't think it's-
forwards
Let
and,
me-
and merge with?
No, I think they will step forward.
You think we're gonna merge
because
with technology?
I feel like it's gonna be one of those I have to turn to technology to survive situations
Let me-
or science.
Let me throw a little evolutionary spin on this.
Okay.
And this specific example comes from the Galapagos Islands. I can't remember what kind of like sparrow this sparrow is. It's
Is it a Jack Sparrow?
no, it's a flightless bird. And there's a study that happened.
Sorry, that wasn't good.
Yeah. It's I'm trying to help you out by like rolling like no, it didn't happen. That didn't happen.
So stupid. I apologize.
But so what happened is the scientists were studying this bird, which is now extinct. And it was going extinct at the time, and they were trying to figure out why they couldn't breed. And what was happening was that when a species, and they find this is general across all species, that when a species is in danger, it becomes itself, but only more so. It actually falls back on its instinct.
Primitive instincts.
Right. So what was happening is that these birds, because there were no predators originally on the Galapagos Islands, they had to be introduced. Now these predators were taking these birds out, and they weren't evolving fast enough to compensate.
Save
So they
themselves,
weren't they weren't reproducing.
Correct.
Right.
And now, what was happening is that the fewer the birds there were, the more selective they got to make a stronger bird. So they went extinct by being too picky, and that was an evolutionary process.
And that's my excuse.
Yeah.
Why aren't you married? I'm too picky, bro.
Be like,
All these bitches
I'm
suck.
I'm de-evolving. I'm
like-
sorry, I'm too picky.
That's like this. I actually, I say this a lot. This is kind of my catchphrase, and I stole it from Jurassic Park. Speaking of extinct,
Clever
it's like-
girl. That's like my favorite thing from
Yeah,
Jurassic
it's
Park. It's like raptor claws around the door. It's like, clever girl. And they're like,
He just eats his face.
yeah.
Excellent scene. The scene I'm talking about is this first. It's like the ooh and ah scene. Okay, they pull up to the T-Rex thing, and they're talking about like, oh, well, where is it? Well, let's get a goat. And the chick is like,
T-Rex won't eat the goat.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
wants to
See,
hunt.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to be fed. He wants
T-Rex doesn't want to be fed. T-Rex wants to hunt, and
Exactly.
T-Rex here likes to hunt. Now,
Ladies,
mind you,
as he looks at the
As he looks
camera
right
again.
at it, yeah.
mind
Eye
you, now
contact.
T-Rex has to go hungry more often than he'd like. Goats being nimble and fast as they are, they tend to get away from T-Rex more than he'd like to admit. But you know,
He just did.
Yeah, I have to hunt slow goats that are.
Was that like a knock on retarded chicks?
Oh,
like slow
man.
goats?
Yeah, I have
Is
to-
that the new sling
I
term
have-
for
I have-
girls with
Dude,
Down
I'm gonna-
syndrome?
dude, you coined
Slow
it.
goats.
We're gonna
Slow
use it.
goats. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
man.
that bitch is a slow goat. You could totally get her.
That's a T-shirt. I chase
Dude,
slow goats.
Urban Dictionary
Holy
that shit tonight.
shit.
'cause
Slow goats.
Slow goats is
Yeah.
my new favorite
Man,
word.
That's awesome.
What are you doing tonight? Chasing slow goats, homie.
Yeah, shit, yeah, man.
We should turn that into a rap song.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm calling Nelly after this.
Slow goat.
Slow
goat.
goats.
I want to get that slow goat.
Slow goats. Oh god.
Back to the tech thing. I've
Yeah.
heard people discuss this. At what point do we actually become, what would it be, bionic? Would it be bionic?
Oh shit!
No.
I can't wait to have bionic.
Okay,
legs.
okay.
No. But
Okay.
are we actually already
No.
bionic,
But,
or is
no.
it?
Here's
you
the
don't
thing.
think so?
That thing's not going to happen in our lifetime.
Thank God.
That transition between the conscious mind
Yeah.
and the robot,
Yeah.
that's not going to happen in our lifetime. I think that's probably about roughly 200 years away
You think?
from general acceptance.
Well, here's what's scary is that if they've actually hacked a rat now,
Yep.
like wirelessly
Yo,
hacked a rat.
Heard about that one. That's crazy.
That is scary.
Yeah.
Because
well, that's my new defense for everything.
Yeah.
If I do something
They
really
can-
fucked up and
Yeah.
weird and
like,
just totally black out and weird, like I
Yeah.
got hacked, bro.
And-
Yeah.
Fucking
They have
mind
people
hacked.
controlling digits
Yeah.
on mechanical
Really?
Yep.
appendages through neural impulses.
Yeah.
Yep. Scary.
No, I guess what you're saying. Yeah. No,
and like I think we actually discussed this a
yeah,
little
we
bit
have
before
because
but-
I have a buddy actually who has one of these appendages.
Yeah.
He was a soldier who was injured in Iraq, and now he has a artificial leg. But he signed himself up for this program that he has like he goes in for like new limbs all the time. You know,
Yeah.
he's like a test dummy or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
used to
but,
feel
like,
bad for those guys, but their legs are better than mine.
Oh, they're so. It's like
so fuck you
Oh
guys.
yeah, that's the Olympic
fucking
runners.
awesome.
The
prawn
special.
guy.
Yeah, dude, they run like 10 mile an hour faster than the fastest guy on,
Yeah,
on
whatever.
feet. You know.
Anyways, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is okay. So I read this thing recently online about what consciousness is,
Yeah.
and they've had a very hard time trying to map out in the human brain what consciousness is.
Right. Yeah.
We have various understandings of the brain as far as like what portions of the brain control emotions and
Absolutely.
feelings or motor skills, however. But the consciousness as a whole,
Right.
the way it runs through your neurons, has been kind of a mystery.
Right. They don't know how it originates.
Right. They don't know how it originates or how it ends.
Right.
However, here's the crazy thing. They've recently found that they can map consciousness with magnetics. So
Oh,
they're doing
God.
these brain scans
Yeah.
with these like certain types of magnets, and like the conscious webbing of the human brain can now be mapped,
Yeah.
which is very very important.
Yes.
For the singularity, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you need to be able to map
course.
your consciousness and the way that operates throughout your brain
Mm-hmm.
in order to move it to a artificial.
An external storage
Well,
unit.
it's
Correct.
funny that we've
Exactly.
Now, what happens if you're able to copy your
Mm-hmm.
consciousness and store it on a hard drive somewhere, and you continue to exist, and they upload that consciousness into a artificial life form, but your consciousness is still your consciousness. It is what makes you who you are.
Right.
It is the voice in your head that you hear when you're fucking talking to yourself. Like
Yep.
everything that I'm doing right now
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
my
Yeah.
consciousness.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So what separates you from your identical cyborg self
Yep.
with your same consciousness?
Yeah, and then I mean, because that lays down the groundwork for infinite conscious
Life.
Yeah.
You
You
can
just
just
keep going.
Well, see,
keep
But now
going
here's the
and keep
problem.
Going and
Here's the problem with that. You can eventually they will be able to bridge consciousness between you and your cyborg, and then that will allow you to eventually, when your body dies or however your physical existence ends,
Yep.
your consciousness will be able to
I'm gonna
continue.
I'm gonna be a robot kangaroo. And here's
What are you gonna keep in your pouch, bro?
Oh,
That's like awesome.
the
Like,
same the same shit I keep in my pouch now.
cookies and ho-hos.
Yeah, beers
yeah.
and snacks,
Yeah.
motherfucker. What are you talking? Are you crazy?
I might be a kangaroo, but inside I'm still a fat guy who likes fucking Diet Cola. Here,
I'm gonna be a kangaroo. That's the best answer I've ever heard in
fuck
my life.
yes.
God damn.
It seems like we've inadvertently been trying to copy ourselves since the dawn of technology. Like the way that memory works in a computer is really the way we think of our own memory.
Right.
And it's kind of like almost seems like it was always inevitable, and we're just kind of actually not like consciously trying to do it. We've just realized what we've been doing all along, and now we're like, okay, well, let's just go with this.
Right.
Because that almost seems
Like it's like we've built the bridge halfway across.
and then we realized that we were trying to get across a river.
Right.
And no, that seems like almost like evolution planned it on its own. And I know obviously evolution doesn't have it's just a process, but
Right.
it seems like
Really, evolution is a process of survival, and
Right.
it always has been.
Yeah.
It's a process of your environment changing around you,
Of
and you
course.
have to evolve to adapt. And if you don't,
Or-
you go extinct. That's just
what
the way
happens
it
is
goes. Or a
that-
big rock kicks the planet, and everything dies at the same time.
Well, see, here's where I think people get confused about evolution a lot is that like the single person doesn't evolve. It's the
No.
person who is best suited for the environment or that stimulus at a time gets to go on, and you get to die.
Right.
And I'm actually not that sad about that. Like I'm probably gonna be the one who dies, and you know what? I don't get to be a kangaroo, but
Fuck you! I'm coming back as a sock monkey
Shit.
because
Oh.
everybody
One of
loves
your-
a sock monkey, homie.
One of your
yeah.
random fucking nuts will become the kangaroo.
yeah, exactly. There we go.
One of your randomly dropped loads and some
Yeah,
lazy.
oh,
What was
shit.
it? Slow goat.
They're gonna yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
It's like their tongue is too big for their mouth. Yeah. It's like either that or like a gas station toilet. They get some of my DNA or something. It's be fucked up. Like that's my representation here on Earth.
I mean, like I said, that's just not gonna happen in our lifetime. But I think there's like a lot of exciting things happening in the not too distant future.
Exciting, but also it seems very impersonal.
So my grandfather is on my mom's side is a fairly older dude. Yeah, which kind of gives me hope that I can live to be around his age. I'm not going to.
Right. Yeah.
The odds are not in my favor. However, if I do live to be his age, we're gonna see regular commercial spaceflight.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
and that is something that really excites me because I kind of feel like I was born in the wrong period of time for some reason. I feel like I should have been born later in the future. I'm a techie kid. Like I like anything that's futuristic or sci-fi.
Right.
If I can get one trip to space, just one little shot, zero G's for an hour or so, I'll be set. That's all I want. Yeah. I just want to leave the atmosphere just for a couple minutes. You know what I mean? And then I'll die happy. Yeah. But I honestly think that somewhere in our lifetime, it will be a relatively affordable means of transportation. Now, I don't think everyone will be able to afford it. It'll be like taking a flight on the Concorde.
$40,000 or $50,000. It'd be
like
maybe.
What was
no, it'd be
what
more
was
than
the crazy?
That. But I think I think because of inflation, people will be making more money.
What was the crazy jetliner that used to go really fast?
The Concorde.
The Concordes. Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what I said. Like I feel like people will be taking Concorde flights, flying 3 times the speed of sound.
Exactly.
And not everyone will do it. And a very small population has done it. But I feel like people that have the drive to fucking fly on the Concorde, I will have the drive to fly on and fucking zero G flight.
Yeah.
I don't care how old I am. No teeth, colostomy bag. I don't give a shit. I'll squirt it crazy. 0 G's. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you know what's like.
Too far. Once again, I apologize.
no, it's okay. Little Cocoa Puffs flying through the air, just floating. Yeah. Just floating. Cocoa Puff turds. 0 G Cocoa Puff turds. Awesome.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
When I hear that and I think about that, the only thing, and maybe this is the fatalist in me, but when you said that, I'm like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. When he comes up to those people, those kids out in the wasteland or wherever they call it, and there's that fucking airplane crash. And I'm like, there may be a generation of people who look at an airplane as something great. Like,
but that's what I was talking about at the very beginning of this conversation. Where like we're either going to accept the technology or we're going to fucking pull back from it and end it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get to that point where we
destroy each other and we can't like.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I really liked what you said about the removal of the human kind of condition with tech. How it's very inhuman and disconnected and very impersonal. Because like if you can back your memories up on like a little fucking flash drive in your zip disks, that's fucking mad old school. But if say you got like a little fucking USB terabyte in your pocket, right, and you run into somebody and you're like, hey, and the dude's like, dude, what's up, man?
It's been so long.
Dude, it's been so long. And you're like, you're just blanking on him. You're blanking on him. You're like, man. Click it in, and then you're like, boom. Oh, I remember you now.
I do that every time I go downtown.
You're on some other fucking hard drive that you don't even think about anymore.
Let's role play.
It's like my no. It's like my fucking hard drive. I have so much music on there. I guarantee you, there's like 20 to 100 bands that I've completely never thought about for years. And I don't listen to at all. And that disconnect, like it seems.
I actually don't have that much music on my computer. I wish I did.
And it's wild because right now with social media we're so connected.
And I hate it. I really hate it.
Yeah, I've only got like.
At what point does it become
music? Not that
does it no longer connect us? It just begins to separate.
That's something that I was going to actually ask. Before I get into that, I do that every time I go downtown. By the way, I run into like 2 or 3 people. They're like, "What's up, Shoobs? How's it going, bro? It's been a minute." Blah blah blah. And I always say the same thing. How are things been for you? And they're like, "Oh man, I'm still doing this, still doing that." And I'm like, "Still doing this, still doing that. That means you are this person." And then I do the whole like. Oh my god, dude! Blah blah blah.
Oh yeah,
which
you're
is kind of
scrambling
odd.
for the file. Back.
But we seem to find it, which is the weirdest thing. And maybe I have some sort of like face blindness, like facial recognition. Like I have a problem with that, and it's actually getting worse as I get older. Like I will see someone that I've known for years. It
You're
can
like,
be.
oh.
I've known this person for like 10 years, and when I look at their face, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Well,
until they
it's not
start talking to
necessarily
me.
your memory
Is
getting-
it just that, or is it that we're at that time in our life where we're young, but now our faces are starting to change in a weird way? Like we're losing hair, we're getting like crow's feet a little bit.
No.
Like our face, yeah.
Yeah, all my hair,
Losing
what are you
hair.
talking
Fuck
about?
you,
Yeah.
guy.
So
My
I think
hair's not gone. It's just showing up in my back.
yeah. It's
Showing
like
up in weird
ass.
places.
it's like human migration. The
toes.
back is actually a more fertile place for your hair to grow.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Exactly.
let me jump back into what we were talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
with the
Oh.
memory. So if you can save your consciousness to a hard drive, and it can be uploaded to a robotic form of yourself.
I don't want that.
Whatever it
No,
is,
thank
you may
Yeah.
not want that. I'm kind of interested in that. I don't give a shit. Now, here's the thing. So you have your consciousness, which I kind of feel like your consciousness is separate from a few things. I kind of feel like my consciousness is separate from my emotional field
Right, of course.
and my forward thinking. So that being said, if your consciousness can be downloaded into a hard drive, which can be uploaded into a robot, do you lose
Of course.
your emotion? Do you lose your forward thinking? Do you lose your regrets? Do you lose those things and you only think and move forward? You know what I
it's
mean?
Like
Do
the
you-
chemical
There's
makeup.
there's no
Do you-
reflection.
Yeah, do
There's
you
no
stop
hurts.
being introspective and just start crunching ones and
Well,
zeros?
remember
and
that
moving forward.
Exactly.
that not only are
Yeah.
all of our thoughts are actually chemical reactions and they're electronical impulses. So if you
Right.
change the vehicle, the way that you think is going to change.
I guess so, yeah.
And how many
So
parts?
maybe I don't want that.
Right. So how many parts of a car can you take off before it's not a car anymore? So what we're actually thinking about is that whatever we put our consciousness into is the race, and humans have ceased to exist. Now these things have consciousness that used to be human.
Right.
Because I tend to think of ourselves at this point in our evolution as we're still more primitive than we are evolved, because the parts of our brain which are older are faster, and the frontal lobes actually react much later than the parts of our brain that react emotionally. So that's why we react so violently and angry. Because if we actually,
Oh
had the
yeah,
time
we're
to think-
still animals.
Of
We are
course.
fucking
Yeah.
crazy ass beasts.
Yeah,
like,
we've
Yeah.
evolved.
And some of us who have anger management issues,
Yeah.
when they're pushed to that level,
Or-
and we snap,
Right,
and
it's just-
we take a vacation,
Yeah.
and our emotional side takes over, like we can be horrific
Yeah.
creatures. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
I mean, that's why we still have this, think about God, I'm going to bring up this fucking thing again, but the Trayvon thing, like we
Yeah.
have this conflict that had,
it's not really a conflict. at
well,
this
it
point.
was a conflict between two guys and it turned into a whole thing. But had either of those guys, probably the older of the two, had just stopped for a second, looked forward and gone, you know what? There's a better way to handle this.
Oh, absolutely. But that's
None of this
that's
would
that's
happen.
that's neither here nor there.
That's the
because
hindsight.
that's the
That's the-
hindsight.
No,
the
that's
hindsight
just the
thing,
difference
yeah.
between the way being a reactionary
I gotcha.
and then thinking that the frontal
forward
lobe
thought.
is,
Yeah,
you know what I
forward
mean?
thought. Yeah.
That's
Right.
because we don't have that part of our brain.
Well,
is
yeah, we
sophisticated.
essentially evolved for a world that doesn't fucking exist.
So
anymore, like-
that being said, and we become this cyborg with fucking only our consciousness relevant, nothing else
Right.
attached, like emotion or forward thought or
then
or
the
digression
consciousness
or-
has to change too at that point.
right.
Yeah.
Do we just become this thing that moves forward to self-serve itself, and
Or-
then what does that do? That just destroys.
I
You
think
know what I mean?
that nothing happens. I think stasis happens
You
because
think everything stops?
Because, like, think about this: the consciousness is built on a system that no longer exists. So
You know-
nothing.
You know
nothing
what?
else
You know
is
what?
going
You know what's also scary about that thought, though, is the fact that we're talking about cars being hacked.
Mm-hmm.
So these fucking robots that are being built, your consciousness is uploaded into it. But
Yeah.
however, there's already a pre-existing program that makes your conscious work a certain
yeah.
way,
Yeah.
and then you're fucked because you're not. That's just it. You're a servant at that point. You're a
Oh,
slave.
shit.
Your conscious is
So-
trapped.
To all future hackers out there, how about you hack some fine ass pussy and send it my way? Like, dude, I will give you whatever you want.
Seth's looking for a pussy
Come on,
hack.
start
Holler back.
start with the slow goats. They're easy.
Yeah, exactly.
They're easy.
Hey, man. Fucking yours truly would like
Nah.
a fast goat every now and then. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you got to work on the slow ones first.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Start low.
All right,
Yeah.
I think this is a good spot for another break.
that works for me.
The next round of music is for Matty Boy across the table here. I know there's certain people that out there in music land that are watching this that are not going to enjoy this, but
What do you talk about? We've got
Whitechapel,
Yeah,
Alone in the Morgue. We got Knee Deep by Job for a Cowboy, and
Yep.
then Your Little Suburbia in Ruins by August Burns Red.
Yeah,
This
and
has
if you don't like this music, just take this time to try and suck your own dick.
And
I've heard that eating sandwiches is better than sucking your own dick.
Oh,
that
shit,
came right out of Ron Jeremy's mouth.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I used to be able to suck my dick,
But-
and they're like, what happened? He's like, I got fat.
Yeah.
I can eat sandwiches.
And
fuck yeah.
I'm eating fucking Italian beef sandwiches every day.
Fuck yeah.
You've been listening to a Degenerate School of Wizardry. We'll be right back after this. And we are back with a third and final segment of
Yep.
the Degenerate School of Wizardry. I am one of your three hosts, Corey, and thanks for sticking in with us, guys. We were just rapping about being young, strapping lads and fighting. And
well, here's the thing about me is that like I'm actually improving with age. Getting stronger and more handsome.
I like it.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta agree with you.
I'm not. I'm deteriorating at a very rapid rate.
It's that we're like at this Benjamin Button intersection on a Venn diagram where like you're going down and I'm going up and we met in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
We a high five.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like Techno Bowl high five.
Be like, sorry about your luck. You know what I mean? Like on the way to here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah. That's like, you know what though? I never thought that I was gonna live all that long. I always figured I would die young, and I still can. Obviously, I'm still young, and I know that kind of affects the way that you think about the future. Like, do I need to save, or what's gonna happen to me when I'm old? And I'm definitely getting like, well, if I'm gonna hang around, I need definitely have my shit together. And I feel like I'm doing that a little late. I don't know about you.
No, actually, I mean, this is gonna sound really irresponsible.
Yeah.
I've recently had similar thoughts, but I've been on this really extreme crash course throughout my entire life. Like every 5 or 6 years, I go through a life-threatening event, if you will, where I seem to barely survive by the skin of my teeth, or however the deal is. But I'm a poker player. I play Hold'em. It's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So in Hold'em, one of the things you have to do is play the odds all the time.
Yeah.
Like you consistently keep a cool head, play statistics, things will work out in your favor.
It's math.
It's math. So I know eventually one of these life-threatening events that occur in the future, my hand's going to be folded.
Of course.
You know, like it's just, that's the odds.
Yeah.
You can't roll 20s all the time, man.
You can't. So
Right. Absolutely.
your thought of I need to save for the future, I'm actually in some weird way not feeling that. I'm actually kind of running the opposite direction.
You know
like
what?
I'm kind of like trying to live life to the fullest that I can and just enjoy the moment.
I actually feel the same way about that. I got in an argument with a kid about that exact thing. I said some stupid shit on Facebook about financial stability being a fucking myth.
Right.
Yeah.
And dude came back
for us.
what's your financial plan? And I'm like, does it really fucking matter? Because money doesn't exist.
Right.
There's no gold standard. Everything you have is essentially ones
I'm so
and
glad
zeros.
you said that. Everything is just this illusion
Everything
of
is
trust.
ones and zeros, and basically all it takes is one person to go delete.
Yeah.
And
Crashed.
where your
Gone.
phones.
Well, not only
Everything.
that, it's like when you lose confidence, when the rest of the world realizes that their people will work for fucking 10 cents on the dollar.
Correct.
And they're like, you know what? Maybe we don't like America anymore. Fuck you guys. We're done.
That's happening. It's happening
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
no, totally. Yeah.
We're no longer the #1 world power
Nope.
on this planet.
Nope.
And,
the only
and,
thing that we
you know,
have is the military power. That's the only thing that's keeping us.
yeah,
keeping us
and you
going.
know what our big coup was during the whole rollback of nuclear weapons. We were the country that really pushed for the nuclear reform for the rest of the world. For the rest of the
Right.
world.
Oh, yeah.
Because the second we were signing treaties with all these other countries about rolling back their nuclear program, we were accelerating. And we did that on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
So to this day, we are still... Actually, you know what? I can't even, with any kind of knowledge, sit here and say that we're one of the strongest nuclear powers in the world. Because as an American citizen, I have never been briefed on what our actual nuclear power is. Like, I know there's all these abandoned silos everywhere, but I kind of feel like there's a better delivery system now than a fucking missile silo in fucking Montana.
Let me give you some kind of an anecdotal story, and I can't prove any validity to this, but I do have a friend who works for a military contractor in Central Florida. I'll let you figure out who it is.
That's not hard to put it together.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. Now, I'm not that we're past nuclear power by any chance, like nuclear weapons, but we're further along in the weapons race than
Like laser guns?
No. Well, we know.
exist.
See, they do have.
Laser guns exist.
Did you hear the story? Like
The Navy
yeah.
shot a plane down with a fucking laser gun? Star Wars.
But that's not even the scariest thing to
Just
me.
give me a lightsaber. That's all I want for my birthday.
Oh, shit, yeah. Lasers actually is like old technology. The technology that I was being told about, and this is not top secret. This
Laser
is just,
cock rings?
No, this is
Oh,
just
sorry.
something that like they're actually
He's
using
shooting
lasers.
pussy hair down with his cock rings.
Hey, you got a few extra pubes. Let me trim those up for you.
Smiley face.
Oh, is that a wart?
yeah.
Continue.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
No problem. So what they're using now is that they've built an infrastructure for sound waves that they're strong enough to actually cause a legitimate earthquake.
Oh, an earthquake with sound waves.
Like the vibration, they would actually replicate what an earthquake, like an actual earthquake.
Now, did they have to do that by drilling underneath?
No,
to
what it
a
is,
structure?
it's a weapon
Please do.
delivery system,
Okay.
the same way that a bomb works. But the way it was described to me is that it actually works kind of like it's got a shelf life. Obviously, 'cause
Right.
if it can shake the fucking earth, it's going to shake whatever the infrastructure is that's delivering
around,
the part.
right, correct.
But it is actually, we can, like I said, I can't
Theoretically.
prove, right? Theoretically, we can actually
Quotations.
shake a city to the ground with sound. Is the
Which
way it
is
works.
pretty impressive
That's
because
yeah.
that leaves no
fucking
radiation
badass.
trail.
Right.
As soon as you destroy the city, you can roll in and take over.
Right.
Now, here's another thing.
And I'll say this: just this person who told me this is actually a very sober. There's no fuckery. This guy doesn't.
Right. There's no reason to not,
Right. There's
not
no
trust
reason to
him.
not believe what
Right.
this guy says.
Here's another.
That sounds like some shit out of Transformers.
Well, here's another new weapon that they've already started testing. It's called an oxygen bomb.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of
Mhm.
this? Now, what Seth was describing was destroying an infrastructure. What the oxygen bomb provides is a delivery system where the missile flies over a city, and then when it goes off, it explodes up. However, it draws
Pulls
all the
all the
oxygen
oxygen.
out of
Holy
the area,
shit.
so everyone in the surrounded
Suffocates.
they
Oh
suffocate to
my
death, and there is
God.
no structural damage whatsoever.
Right.
So there's no radiation, there's no structural damage.
That
As soon as everyone
sounds-
falls down and dies because they can't breathe, you roll in, you move the bodies, you have the area taken
Yeah.
That
over.
sounds
Yeah.
fucking
And
horrible.
they
That-
did
and it
test.
exists now.
They've
That-
tested that,
dude.
I think, in Afghanistan actually, where
They
they're
have tested it a couple times in
God.
Afghanistan. Yep.
I was gonna say I think I'm less scared of like nukes, but that's
No, you know what?
like I was gonna go with the drone thing. Like I'm more afraid of that than of like a nuke, because a nuke, like, if you're within how many miles, you don't even know what happened.
radiation
You don't
blast,
even know what
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're a couple miles out, you're gonna burn and it's
Right.
gonna suck.
Yeah.
But if you're right at ground zero, you're instantly dead.
Yeah.
But like with drones and shit, like if you catch like the tail end of a some kind of missile and you just get shrapnel, and yeah, you're gonna suffer. That's gonna
Right.
suck. But like, holy
Which is
fuck,
like-
dude, not being able to breathe.
You
Like,
Yeah.
suffocate.
holy
Like you look up
shit.
and the sky above you is
Dude, that's the
burning up,
worst-
but all like
Yeah.
you
Dude,
got
that's
nothing.
the worst feeling ever. I don't know if either of you have ever. I mean,
I've
you
been
said
choked
yeah, you do
unconscious
jiu-jitsu.
before.
Yeah, I've been choked out a few
I've
times,
almost
too.
choked to death. Like, on food and
I've
shit.
had a close
And-
call with autoeroticism
Yeah.
where I like, slipped in my
Yeah.
closet and
Yeah.
I was like reaching.
I almost
was like,
died. I almost drowned
Just
in a
kidding.
national park one time.
Oh, God.
Mom and Dad, that's not true. That was a joke.
I almost drowned in a national park one time.
Oh,
and
wow.
that was fucking terrifying.
I bet it was, man.
Absolutely terrifying. I've never felt that kind of panic before in my ever. Like
Yeah, I've
ever
almost drowned
and
too.
ever again. It's
There's
ridiculous.
a moment of clarity, however,
But,
when
like-
you're drowning,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
which it's weird. You take in water into your lungs, and instead of panicking, your body like instantly like relaxes, and everything becomes calm.
You
It's
almost
just
get-
like
yeah, you get
slow
euphoric,
motion. You're just
yeah.
like, poof,
Yeah.
like you begin to let go.
Yeah.
You begin
Yeah.
to let go. And luckily, the situation I was in a pool, and there was kids that jumped on top of me, and then
Yeah.
I was like trying to hold someone else up, and I couldn't get up.
Yep.
And then fortunately, after the individual was pushed out of the water, someone pulled me out.
Yeah.
So like I puked all the water out and I was fine.
Yeah.
But there was a moment of panic and distress, and then once you take that in, like everything slowed down. It was just like
Yeah.
it was like really calming. It was
Oh,
weird.
yeah, yeah.
However, suffocating is not fun.
No.
Being choked out is not fun.
No, it's not.
That's one of those moments where you panic and you start to get tunnel vision,
And then it
you know
goes.
you're going out, and
And
then
then
you
you're
wake
gone,
up,
yeah.
and you wake up, and it's like fucking 13 seconds later,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you don't feel like any time has
And
passed.
it's definitely
No.
not as fun as being blackout drunk.
no, absolutely
No,
no.
no.
And you know,
Absolutely not.
and
At least you get fun text messages.
Oh
and,
yeah.
like,
Dude,
what-
you were so fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
check out this picture, dude.
and I guess in a way to close the loop, and I know that people haphazardly point to the past and other empires which have fallen, and the thing is that people really don't understand. They're just kind of like generalizing. What makes us different from other major powers in decline from other historical powers is that we don't have better swords. Like, we don't have steel swords compared to bronze swords.
Right.
We have fucking spaceships compared to bronze swords. Like, you understand that, like,
Right.
the best technology that most other countries have are AK-47s.
And swords.
Or-
Literally.
or-
fucking swords.
Yeah.
Like cutting people's hands off.
Rocks and Molotov cocktails.
Yeah.
We are
it's-
like-
You know, I think one of the new waves of modern warfare, not to go
Duty.
into the game, is internet hacking and shutting down governments with their computer systems.
Right.
We've been doing it with Iran and their fucking nuclear program. We've been shutting them. We would just shut down their nuclear program.
Yeah.
We would just shut down nuclear plants with our computers.
Yeah.
Well, the
like
thing,
wars
too-
are fought now behind a fucking Mac and not with fucking guns.
Well,
you know.
if the only thing we want to do is just shut their shit down, that's fine. But like at some point, we're gonna have to because they still have like our artillery is like 1950s artillery, so we will have to blow that shit up. But we have drones, like.
Yep.
So we like know. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here
Shit.
and act like I know how to fucking run a war, but it seems like we don't even have to. We can be in this country and fuck up people in other countries via video game style drone war.
No,
Yeah.
they
So-
recruit for Ford. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like if you're
If like a gamer,
if you're
yeah,
a gamer,
yeah.
they're gonna
They come after you to do drone work, absolutely.
exactly.
Here's something that I want to bring up to you guys, and I was talking to my father about this. We've been subjected to through social media and the constant input of 24-hour news, worldly events that other societies in the past have never been subject to.
Mhm.
So we see things live firsthand in
Right.
public, or like 9/11, watching it live happen on
or,
television.
or like the execution of Saddam Hussein, like that
Right.
kind of thing.
So we see these horrific moments of history that happened before us, and we have these surreal moments. You know,
Mhm.
we have these moments where like everything
Or
stands.
how about instead of surreal, super real,
or
extra
super
real.
real, extra
Yeah.
real,
Yeah.
really real.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
where fucking shit time slows down. Like
Right,
you're
yeah.
watching something, you get this adrenaline rush
Right.
Yeah.
of like, oh my god, this is really happening.
Yep.
And I asked him, I was like, you know, I had this thought the other day, like, what happens if you like wake up from a nap and you fucking turn on the television and CNN is reporting that North Korea has launched 48 nuclear weapons in the direction of the Western Hemisphere with no input as far as where their destination of landing is or landing origin is going to be. It's just that those are on the way. And you have a roughly a 2-hour, 3-hour period of
Well,
time
I think we get
before we start finding out where those are going to
Well,
land.
I think, not that they ever can. And the thing,
I'm not saying they could
well,
either.
no. Here's the thing that bugs me about all this.
All right, let me
like-
say China. For
Right,
whatever
China,
reason,
yeah,
they go
right.
fucking ape shit out of
Yeah,
the wall,
yeah.
and all of a sudden they're like, you know what? Fuck everybody. This is over.
Hey,
Boom,
hey,
and
the
they let them
f-
go.
to-
If
fuck.
here's the thing, it's if they're high tech, we don't have anything to worry about. If they're low tech, I mean literally rockets,
Yeah,
then we have problems. If the thing is that number of nukes that goes off in the atmosphere, we're all done.
yeah. Everyone's
yeah,
dead. It's
yeah.
fucking blackout.
So
yeah, yeah.
literally,
Yeah,
I
Ice
think,
Age, totally,
and not only
yeah,
that,
yeah.
they don't want. See, I think that we don't have anything to worry about in terms of nuclear destruction from a major power is because they want our resources, and if they nuke us, then they can't take it. So what they want that oxygen bomb.
I don't actually believe that they want our resources anymore. They just don't want our influence.
Well, see, here's the thing
don't
that like
they don't want
next-
our
We don't
influence.
have
They're,
resources.
Well,
they're
no.
self-sustained.
No, they want our like. Here's the thing that people don't understand
They
about
want our goddamn chicken nuggets.
North America is that we have.
They want our baconators.
Yeah, exactly.
Our goddamn McGriddles.
Well, we're already there. They already have
How
all that
good would
shit.
a McGriddle be
Apparently,
right now?
like apparently the Chinese are fucking nutty about McDonald's. For some
They
reason.
really do like McDonald's.
I don't know
Oh,
why.
man.
I don't get it. But
McDonald's
North
sucks.
America has. I
So
mean,
is India, but they don't eat cheeseburgers.
like next to Africa,
figure.
we have like a fucking shitload of resources. We have everything. So if they nuke all that shit, they can't come and mine it.
You know who has the most resources and no one fucks with them?
Who?
Canada.
Yeah.
That's where we get all our hemp from.
I have
Yeah.
fresh
And-
water.
And you know who the
And now-
the number one
deposit of
exporter,
diamonds?
the number one exporter of hemp? Any guess? in the entire world?
Mexico.
China.
Really?
Oh, really?
Fucking China.
I had no
Now,
idea.
but
Where are
now
they doing all that weed?
I don't know if you've but see
Hemp, not weed.
Hemp is not psychoactive.
Yeah, hemp is not.
No,
psychoactive.
hemp's not. But hemp is the plant
It's-
of
Well,
the marijuana.
it's the male. It's the male
Yeah,
version.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
not
think.
psychoactive. There's no THC at all. It's just really good for
Here's-
making paper and clothes.
But now I think they passed a law in Montana where you can actually farm it in Montana.
oh,
now.
sweet, good.
Yeah, which is good because hemp is
I mean,
actually...
our founding forefathers knew how important hemp was.
Well, because they fucking
Maybe
brew the
protein.
shit.
Yeah, and
Maybe
then
like
Washington
protein powder
had
will be less expensive now.
Yeah.
Fucking go Montana.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, you in the early 90s, the only thing you heard out of Montana and Colorado and places like that were, like, militias and weird shit.
Yeah.
Now it's like they're super evolved, and they have great restaurants, and they can apparently grow hemp, and it's legal to smoke weed there. It's like they took a real turn for the better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where I feel like we're taking a turn for the worse.
Here in Florida?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and a lot of that has to do with, like, Republicans driven by Bible fucking...
I think it's got to do with the extreme elderly population down here.
However, if you look at it,
Bunch of
I mean,
old-ass
in the
fucks.
next 15...
And ironically, they never seem to die off, so
No.
we can take over again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We
Speaking
should
of
just organize some kind of
speaking of-
mass genocide of the old fucks.
Speaking of nuclear weapons and dying off, do you guys watch Doomsday Preppers by chance?
Oh shit! I watched one. And I'm like,
I don't have cable.
here. Let me give my little.
Good man.
Let me
It's-
give my
you're better
little
off.
my little fucking preamble, and then I'll let you have at it.
Yeah.
Okay. First things first, dipshits. All this shit that we have now, it's not gonna go away. Much like how there used to be a ton of like Roman, like fucking their marble buildings. Guess what? They just took all that marble and did something else with it.
Right.
It didn't go away. They just repurposed it. So. Living under a pile of leaves, like there's this one thing where they're like, you can build a little hut out of leaves and sleep under it, and I'm like, my fucking house is still gonna be here, homie. I mean, I'm not gonna have central air, but I'm not.
I'm
gonna
talking
go
about the
sleep in
guys that
woods.
have like bug out
Where the fuck
underground
are you
shelters.
gonna bug to, man? Like,
Yeah, they have like underground shelters with like 11 million gallons of water and like enough fucking top ramen to survive for like
Spam.
14 years. And
to what end is what I say to you?
well,
But
their
what's the
thing is
point?
like the radiation period of like a nuclear attack, like how long it takes for like radiation to dissolve enough for it's safe to go out.
Yeah, the half-life on it.
Hundreds of years.
What's the point? Like, why would you want to live in that? Even in the aftermath of it, would
I
you
don't know.
really want like your kids?
I don't know.
kids?
I really think if like a world comes to an end type of scenario where people need to bug out and go into like underground shelters, and
mean,
they're like
yeah.
the top shelf is like going ballistic with
fucking
war.
Fallout 3,
Here's.
man.
Let me now listen.
Vaults. I wanna
Please,
live in
by
a
all
vault.
means,
Give 'em-
bug out. Go. We don't want you. But just know.
But I will find you and I will take your
Here-
water, motherfucker.
Yeah, right. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
here's the
steal all
thing.
your spam.
All you're doing is hoarding shit for me later because you really are into it and you've thought about it, but
These people spend like $250,000,
you
$500,000,
don't
$1
have-
million
yeah, you
on
don't-
these
They
structures.
don't have the Neanderthal gene that I have, where I
That's
just walk
true.
up and I twist you and your shit falls off.
and
Because
then I take everything.
and
you
I take
own.
all your shit.
Yeah.
Not only that, it's just like you're using all this existing weird like wilderness training. That guess what? If a nuclear attack happens, the trees are going to go, not the buildings, because the trees are alive and the buildings aren't.
Yeah.
And not only that, if it can kill 80% of life on Earth, it actually is killing 100% of things on Earth.
Because
Because it just
eventually
takes-
everything dies, right?
right.
Except for the
So-
cockroaches.
Yeah.
They live.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I hope they become intelligent, and then like 100,000 years in the future, they're like, I want to be a robot kangaroo. You know, like, stupid.
Or
like,
their top hat craze. They're like, hello, my honey. Hello, my honey.
like the fucking WB frog.
It's the W Roach.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I'm down
man.
with that. I like
yeah,
that idea.
absolutely.
Fucking
They
toss it
start.
back.
They,
in
their,
nuts.
their company is called Raid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Just call it what it is. It's a hobby. You like doomsday prepping because it
It gives you a purpose.
right.
Yeah.
Like
And,
your life sucks so bad that you have to think about the world ending and preparing for it.
Right.
Like,
Like,
that sucks.
just
dude.
say you like camouflage and you like running around in the woods.
Yeah.
And you like I like jam. I like preserves. I just don't want fucking 500 pounds of it in a basement.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like making
You know what I
jerky.
do want though? I want a 3D model of my sister's baby
Oh,
that she's
God.
gonna have, so I can give it to my mom.
You know
for-
what's fucked up too
Yeah.
about these guys is that like they have their little family unit.
Yeah.
And the wife is always this fucking hog.
Oh
Like,
God, she is a slow sheep.
It's just dude, she's the slowest goat.
Slow goat.
She's the fucking fainting
that.
goat. The one that like
The narcoleptic goat.
The one that can't get
Yes.
away.
no, she's
It's
the
like,
one that
"Meh,
she's
meh."
the one that backs into you. That's how slow she is. She backs into your shit. It's like I'm like, is that the future you want? Like a post-apoc like You're a prep, dude. Do some fucking sit-ups and get yourself a better wife to fuck.
Exactly.
I like when they do like the drills in the middle of the night.
Oh, and
They're
the
like,
wife is always like, "Stop it! The end of the world's 30 years in the future. Let me sleep." She's like, "No, we gotta prep now."
he
Obama's coming for my shit. Like,
he
Obama.
wakes up with his hands behind his pillow and he's got like 2 Desert Eagles. Like,
Yeah.
it's like go go go
Yeah.
go go.
And his wife is in her fucking house dress and slippers.
No,
just like,
don't say house stress. You're giving
Moo
it way
moo.
too much credit. Don't even say moo moo.
Yeah.
We're talking about the type of chick that wears like the big Winnie the Pooh shirt. It
Yeah.
has like a hole in it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
It
Man.
still has like it still has breast milk stain
Oh,
from when her
yeah.
kids were like
Yes.
infants and they're like
Yeah.
15 now. You know what I mean?
It's like the Winnie the Pooh. It's like the original Winnie the Pooh drawing. It's like they put it on a cable and got the fucking shit, like they peeled it off.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man.
It's like back when Winnie the Pooh was actually a racist character.
Yeah, right.
It's like the secret origin of Winnie the Pooh. He's got like a whip in his fucking hand.
Holy shit! Did you ever see that fucking Tar Baby?
I was gonna
Fucking
make a
Oh.
Briar
TikTok.
Rabbit and the Tar
Yeah.
Baby. How fucking
Dude,
ridiculous
Oh,
is that?
I actually wrote a paper about the Brer Rabbit in college. Yeah.
Oh, dude, we used my buddy. Like, actually, my buddy used to spin. He's a DJ, and I went through my mom's record collection and shit, and I
Yeah.
found that LP, that little fucking
yeah.
7-inch vinyl, dude.
Yeah.
And we'd sit there and mix that shit in every time. He'd be like, "Tar baby." Like,
That's fucked up.
fucking
I like
mix
it.
And
Yeah.
everybody'd start laughing, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Where the fuck did you get that?" And like everybody thought it was so fucking
That's
funny.
crazy.
Yeah,
man.
it is.
Oh
It's
yeah,
hysterical.
And like, dude, do you actually have the artwork and the book with it? We'd show her.
Yeah.
You know, everybody just be sitting there flipping through it, just like this is so ridiculous.
Like totally astonished. Like
Like,
what
and this
the
is
fuck?
Disney.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Absolutely. Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
we've taken a weird turn where like racism is hysterical to us now.
Yeah.
Like we secretly, like in public, we have to do that thing where like, I don't care what color you are, purple, like,
Yeah.
But secretly, like we're watching shit on YouTube. We're like, holy shit, I can't believe how racist this is. It's like,
Now, here's the thing.
Okay, go to
I
YouTube.
think what you're touching on is something that's very real. What you're touching on is something that's based on like stereotypes or
Right.
actualities.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
there's a bunch of those in society.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bunch of stereotypes that are actually based on actualities.
Right,
You know what I mean? And
They're
use
based in truth
And
or
they
some
are
form of
okay.
think-
Okay,
I
yeah,
think-
they're definitely based in truth.
I think the best thing about it is that. That sounds really fucked up. The
Yeah.
best thing about racism.
Yeah.
No. Like,
Wait,
I think.
this podcast gets to it.
Yeah. I'm
Took
just
a
saying.
weird turn.
I think
Yeah.
it's.
Let me
really-
tell you
I
about
think-
the best part of racism,
No,
young
I
man.
think it's great the fact that everybody can actually fucking laugh at it now.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think the fact that people are actually
It takes the
laughing
power
at it,
away.
Unless you benefit
Exactly.
financially
you hit it
from
right
racism.
on the fucking head,
It
man.
takes the
like,
power away.
Exactly.
Yeah, once
the
it becomes
second
a
you
joke-
can laugh at yourself,
Yeah.
and realize
yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
not take it to heart, and just be like, fuck
It is.
off. It's
That's a part of the process.
know.
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah, I mean,
think,
I mean,
think it's
if,
progress.
like,
man.
here's the thing. Like, we look at people today that are actual racists as Neanderthals.
Oh,
like, we
yeah.
look at them like as like what happened in your developmental years
Like this is
that
really
allows
yeah.
you to believe this bullshit. Like,
Right.
what happened to you as a small child, or what environment did you grow up
Right.
in to where you actually believe the
Yeah.
bullshit
Like-
that you're fucking
What
spewing
kind of
right
Like,
now?
racist shit
what
raised
football team
you?
did you shower with where
Yeah,
you came
right.
out with an inferiority complex?
No, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, like what you were talking about, your agenda and your propaganda isn't even real anymore. Like nothing
Exactly.
exists. Like what you're holding on to are like fucking old school stories that maybe your grandpapa may have or your great grandfather may have, but that shit does not exist today.
Well,
Yeah.
And everyone that does not buy into what's happening right now is being left behind. Like,
Yeah.
go develop your militia out in the woods
Right.
and your little posse or whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Live in trailers out there. I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about you. Like,
and I think
you're
that
not
trickle,
productive.
that trickle down racism is getting thinner and thinner.
Absolutely.
and thinner. Like,
And you
'cause,
know
like,
what
my,
that is?
My
It's-
grandparents were like racist.
Right.
My dad's like.
kind of
There's,
racist.
there's
yeah.
like the little
everyone
bits
is-
of
yeah.
shit still.
Yeah.
He'll say something and you're like, come on, bro, really?
I really think our
Really,
generation
dude,
is one
you
of
know?
the first generations that's like pretty open to all
Oh, yeah.
races.
except that like historically, not that people have always been that accepting, but racism is in this country obviously goes back to slavery. Obviously,
Yeah.
I don't know, fucking
Yeah.
like this is not a surprise to anybody. But before that,
Wait, our
like,
country was built on slaves.
right? And no, but here's the thing.
I call
here's,
bullshit.
Here's how you know that that eventually goes away. The real story of Sparta is just as bad as ours.
Okay.
there were 10 helots to every Spartan, and the only thing we remember about Spartan culture is that they were this great class of warriors. But the reason they were great warriors is because they were so afraid of the helot uprising, and that's why they trained so much. But we don't really remember that story, and that's not what we're taught. But that was a nation built on slavery.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean, our nation was built on slavery too.
Yeah.
It
Well,
really,
all-
what we separated from was not a separation of fucking the
all
freedom
great
of
nations
religion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
All great nations were
no,
built.
no, no. I would like to rephrase that. Let's not use the word great nations. I would like to say all powerful nations.
Right. Well, great.
Do I have another 90 in there?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, I'll take
See,
a 90.
but the thing is that we forget that human nature has obviously this negative side effect that can have positive outcomes. And I'm not saying that those horrible things never happened. But when you think about like Hellenism spreading across Asia and I guess what would have been called the Orient, it happened at the end of a sword. Oh, no, I'm good. Thank you. Happened at the edge of a sword, and a lot of people died because of it. But then, other generations benefited from it. Now, I'm going to say something controversial. And
No, you?
all right, of course. Now, is it
Controversial. On the internet?
possible
No.
that eventually black people in this country will have benefited from, even if they were brought here by slaves, the end result will be they are better off being here than being in Africa?
Okay, let
Is
me
that
let me jump on this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I like the question.
Mm-hmm.
However, you're posing a question that doesn't have any real basis in reality, and let me explain why I feel that way. Because you are posing a question of how does it benefit the individual in the present day?
Right.
It has no bearing on the actual individual that was stolen
Right.
from
No, I'm
their
saying-
homeland
I'm saying,
and
Did-
tortured
Does they
across the ocean
Right,
to
right.
this land
Right,
and
right.
tortured their
But
entire
what
life
I'm
until they
saying-
died.
But what I'm saying that all like this, I mean, in as bad as slavery was here, read anything about what happened during the reign of Genghis Khan, and it seems like a fucking vacation. But you know what? All of the benefits later I mean, obviously to the person who got stabbed or whatever, like tortured, not worth it. But those ancestors down the line.
What you're saying though is like
Did they-
anything that we go through in our lives,
Can't
how our future
Right.
spawn, how they survive, would that be a benefit to anything that we do?
Right.
Essentially, any experience,
But I think what
good,
you're saying,
good or bad,
Right.
is beneficial to you.
yeah.
Right.
It develops
can be.
you.
Right.
I guess so, but I kind of feel like
even if it has a negative effect on you,
Well, think about
Yeah.
this.
it still benefits you in a way. It molds you. It creates you.
Now think about this.
However,
it
what you
moves
guys
you
are starting to touch
along.
on is something that I have very strong feelings.
Well, here let
about.
me explain it
And-
this way. Let's take let's make it a much shorter span of time. Let's go back to our great grandparents and maybe their parents. There's a better than average chance that they were, as children, had to work in factories and
Oh, yeah,
either maimed
absolutely.
or killed.
Yeah.
Now we can look 4 generations, 3 generations to the future where we're at, and we can say they made the necessary sacrifices
My
to get us to where we are.
grandpa, my great great grandpa,
Yeah.
he had a fucking podcast.
My
He had
great
such a hard life.
Yeah.
He slaved behind the microphone,
Exactly.
drinking nice cold beers on Friday night
Yeah.
with his
Wait,
buddies.
but
wait,
think-
wait, wait, wait. You make
but think
money on
now-
this shit?
no,
Now it wasn't
absolutely not.
Now they're-
I wish.
Now, technically, they weren't forced, but their situation, because of the environment they were in, forced people to put their kids in the factory so that they could eat. So now we're
Yeah, but
we're,
it, was,
now we're
it
splitting
wasn't
hairs.
like put your kids in the factory. It was like you brought your kids to work
Right, but-
every day.
But
Yeah,
now here's the thing:
exactly.
is
Yeah.
now I know I'm splitting hairs. Now slavery is obviously a one step worse, but not much.
I guess got chills because you said that.
No, it is like
It-
literally like the difference between.
I
it's a mental difference. Okay,
guess.
I don't have a master.
yeah.
But when I go to work, my master controls my life at work, and it's a semantic.
I mean,
it's a
that's
different.
kind of how it is today, though. Like, we all live our lives working jobs we don't necessarily
Right, but
like.
the difference is
to
we can
pay
tell our
bills.
bosses to fuck off. You tell your master to fuck off, you're getting a bullet.
Yeah, you're
but
done.
I just
and
want
that's why you can't split hairs, in my opinion.
No, we can't. We can split hairs in this. It's a matter of semantics.
Cut
but
hairs.
yeah, cutting
Okay.
hairs exactly.
My favorite kind
let's
of
just Now
You're still all up on that mic. You're like, oh,
right, I know. Here's the, I
Rubbing
just
his
want
nose on
I
it.
just want to like
split these hairs on.
not that slavery ever had to happen.
I hate my gross voice. I
Yeah.
hate it, but it's so good.
Be like, oh yeah, that voice, that sex voice, and you know that your girlfriend's just like, I don't talk like that to you. Just shh.
My girlfriends are like, hey, can you stop sling blading my vagina?
Be like, guess what, dude? George Clooney doesn't talk like that in my head, and you're fucking ruining it. I'm trying to get this O on, and you're fucking it up for
Can
me.
you get your beard out of my asshole, please?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, to me, and I guess we've kind of beat this point to death. But
Pardon the pun.
yeah,
Talking about slavery.
yeah.
Jesus Christ! You just went there. Okay,
Yeah.
so let me jump back real quick. So this kind of touches on what you two gentlemen were just talking about. How no matter what your circumstances, like it molds you to be the person that you are.
Right, and
that's
it's
natural.
well, not only that, the sacrifice that one generation makes for the next. Right.
Yep.
Even though that generation may be enslaved to a
Right.
cause they have no control over.
Well, not
Here's where I'm. Here's what
on
I'm
a
leaning
timeline,
towards.
on a big time. Let's think like
Okay,
large timeline.
Okay, but
Right,
what
right,
I'm
yeah.
talking about as an individual
Right.
who's living in my body right now.
Right.
What's important to me is me, right? And that's
And
probably
that
a
is-
very selfish thing to
Well,
say.
not only that, like let's think
It is,
about
but
that.
that's the essential human
That is-
condition.
that
that is the human condition. We
it's-
don't
that
want
is
to
you.
die.
You don't want to die. It's
Well,
fight or
that
flight.
that is a convention of our generation because our grandparents didn't think that way. It was like, I'll make sacrifices
For my family
right,
and my
chances
house.
are that
Yeah.
my kids will make sacrifices, and they didn't. Grandma, I wish you could come back to life and smack the fuck out of my grandmother or your daughter. Like, the thing is, we're kind of in this weird history where like we don't have a whole lot of control over the future, and the future looks dim. So it's like live for the moment.
Right. Right.
So we don't feel the same way.
But let me.
and we're not even having kids.
But
But
let
our
me-
generation.
Yeah.
No, we
Yeah.
really aren't.
No,
we
no.
really aren't. It's
that
pretty scary.
overpopulation thing.
It's
is,
the
is
very
pretty
first.
hefty,
It's the
you
very
know?
first generation in our recorded census history that has declined in the
Right.
production of human
Yeah.
beings,
Yep.
and I believe that is a growing trend. I firmly believe that as time goes on, there will be less and less babies born in the United States. That's
It's-
not a worldwide condition.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
that's a United States
Oh.
condition.
Well, it's happening in most of your like developed countries, like
developed
Yeah.
countries, right?
Europe and China's obviously
Because
having that
we're
problem.
economically smarter now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
right now a house full of 5 is not going to survive
Yeah,
the same
and
as a house
it's
with
that-
one kid.
It's that
Yeah.
easy
It's
question.
not going to.
It goes right back to Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
It's you never stop to
Yeah.
think if you should. You just knew you could.
Right.
Now let me jump back to what I was talking about. How you were saying the situation molded you, and like no
Right,
matter
right.
what,
Any
it's a
experience-
benefit.
Any experience, no matter good or bad, is.
I have a different
beneficial.
perspective to that. I call bullshit to that.
You do think.
And the reason that I call bullshit to that is because I am so sick and tired of human beings around me saying that everything happens for a reason.
No, it doesn't.
no.
Everything
not-
happens for a
I'm
reason.
not saying that.
What that is the fucking biggest load of bullshit
It
on the
is.
planet, and I don't believe that everything in your condition makes you a better person.
No, of course not.
And the reason that I say that is because I've seen too many atrocities in my life. I've seen too many people who are good human beings die of a random cancer that they
Okay.
did not deserve.
Right.
I've seen fucking
Well, there's-
parents. I've seen
Right.
mothers with 2 kids develop a cancer when her
Okay.
children are fucking infants,
Yeah.
and she's gone.
Yeah.
And that does nothing
Okay.
Well, there's
for
nothing,
her situation.
Well, see, here's the thing. We got to separate. There's no such thing as deserves. We get what we get, and that's that.
And, no, and
Right.
I believe that, but
Yeah.
that also takes away destiny. That takes away
Well, there's-
everything
there's-
happens for a reason.
there's no
that does
destiny.
not exist.
No, it
Everything is a random event of fucking. Let me rephrase that. Everything that happens right now is a ongoing fucking random occurrences
Well-
that people try to justify with some sort of fantasy logic that what is happening in front of them that they don't understand in the moment is
Well,
a just cause for something later in life.
let me,
and
saying-
it
right,
does
right.
not.
What I'm
None of that
saying
shit
with
matters.
my point is it's not that it happens for a reason. It's that any experience
does change
necessarily
you.
it changes you, whether it's
course.
good or bad. It helps.
However,
shape-
the way
it
that you
helps
guys were
shape
saying
you.
it
Right.
on my side of the fence, it sounded like it was for the benefit.
Oh no, not
no.
necessarily.
And I
good.
don't
No,
believe
even,
that.
Well, my
even
question
it,
was,
it just
can
has
it?
an effect on
Can
you.
it can the sacrifices that slaves made be beneficial for current people
Right,
who are,
right.
and I think
It's possible.
The answer is yes, but it can be.
But however, what you're saying is true to all things. Like the
No,
way
no.
humans migrate across the planet during the very beginnings of our race. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
that was
sacrifices
very
they
much
made,
beneficial for us.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything that the human condition does basically is a forward step. However, in the same logic, if you think about it like this, if slavery didn't happen in the United States and all those individuals stayed in Africa, we have no way of judging how that would have turned out.
Well, actually, we can because
however it would have turned out for us.
Well, it's actually, there's a contiguous history, and the kind of, I would say, apprehension of not only people but resources has been continuous since slavery. So, essentially, what's happened is we took these people out of the mix, and the timelines are concurrent and they're running together. And we obviously know that the Dutch had slaves, English had slaves, and in all of those countries now, and even in South Africa, I know that apartheid just ended a few decades, actually 2 decades ago, I believe. It ended.
Apartheid ended
In South Africa, 1992?
70s.
No. I thought it
80s.
was 1992, and it was officially dead.
Well, officially dead in the
Right.
90s, but
Yeah.
like that was like something that was happening during the late 70s
Right,
and
right, right.
80s,
Yeah.
and like officially
Well,
whatever in the 90s.
in all those
but-
countries, the let's say black people of African origin are actually doing better than all of the people who stayed in Africa. So I think that there's a positive trend.
Yeah, but we're talking
started
about right
with
now.
slavery.
We're talking about right now.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is that like you can't just look at one
But what you're,
generation.
what
to
you're
say-
justifying though is the ends to the means.
No. I'm just saying that happened. It's not. There's no plan, but out of something negative, something
Okay.
positive can happen.
It can happen, and
You
that's-
gotta
and
say
that's true.
like someone down in Niger who's
Yeah.
struggling, like
Dying-
not white people problem,
Like
but
dying in
first
droves,
world
famine.
struggling, like I don't
Disease,
have
yeah.
a fucking iPad.
Yeah.
No. They're
My-
fucking on the verge of
My
dying.
iPhone 4S is
like
fucking
versus
up right now.
versus a dude who's like, man, I didn't get my new new shoes
Yeah.
or my new shirt or my new iPod. You know,
Right.
like it's
Yeah.
fucking worlds apart,
Yeah.
man. Like and you can't say like it's really fucked up saying that dragging those people from their homeland.
No,
and,
it's not
and-
justifiable, but
and
it's
not in any means.
No.
I
necessary.
understand. I understand your approach. I mean, I really do.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
a
what you're
slippery
saying
slope.
is like, it's
just
what happened was horrible.
Yeah.
However, the current state of affairs, those that population that was raped from their homeland,
Right.
yeah.
they're doing pretty well now. And you know,
well,
what's-
their ancestors, right?
Yeah.
their ancestors.
they're
And
doing-
you know
they're
what? You
doing-
know what's really crazy is if you look at the census, the white population in this country is actually getting very small.
Yeah. Well,
Well, it's here's the
it's
it's
not necessarily
tricky.
getting small because everyone's
Right.
like I don't want to
No,
say
no.
everybody's fucking each other.
What I'm saying is
And everybody's
the
having sex.
Anglo-Saxon, the white person.
Yeah, and everybody's gonna be a
That
nice.
within the next what did they say 2041
Well,
we would
everybody's
be
gonna
the
be a
mi-
nice,
we would be the
mellow
night
tan,
Yeah.
kind of.
oh I wish I was
color.
God, look I'm like Casper
Yeah,
the
you-
Ghost
oh,
look at this I'm the
shit,
whitest
son,
human
You got to go make some fucking
That's-
vitamin D, man.
that's
What's
you,
up?
only-
you can see my insides through my skin
I can
it's
see
so
every one of your
ridiculous
veins. Holy fuck.
See what they but
You're like a jellyfish.
the only problem with that study is that they can't accurately predict what sections of the country that is actually true. It's not true for the whole country.
no that's true because I could go on a fuck rampage and impregnate 46,000 women tomorrow
Well, not only that, it's like
That's a lot of fucking.
there are certain segments of the population.
once again mom and dad that was a joke I'm, no
You better go hit up
I'm
7-Eleven.
just totally joking
Get a
about
couple of
that.
them
I'm
black
sorry.
stallions.
That was
Oh,
across the
fuck
line.
yeah.
I've gone across the line a few times tonight.
That's okay.
Mhm.
That's okay.
Oh, totally.
I still want to
that's-
get that 3D printed baby.
Oh,
Give it to my
dude.
mom. For
Dude,
her
I want one of
birthday.
those so bad.
Jesus. And you know what? I really want
That's
a small
terrifying.
version for a keychain.
Oh my god!
Be like,
right?
what's- what is-
hanging on your rear view?
They'll be like, "What's that?" I'm like,
Dude,
"Yo."
fuck it. Use them as Monopoly pieces.
They're like, "What is that?"
Yes.
We're like, "That's my nephew, homie."
dude.
Or
Not even
you
born
like-
yet.
Dude, you could have your whole family as fetuses on a Monopoly board.
Or
God.
How
or like
fucking
you
dope
That
would
that
that
could
be?
that could be the next like Cartoon Network
Dude,
show, The
chess
Fetus
set,
Family.
Yeah.
Chess set.
or like greeting card
Dude, all the little
style.
pawn fetuses.
Where you put like a little song in it.
Oh my
like,
goodness.
You push the button and it sings a little song like
Hello, my honey. Hello,
W-
my ragtag.
the WB fetus. Oh, God.
All right. Well, we can either take one more break or we can end it now.
Let's
it's up to you guys.
much like I mean, obviously not much like. I want to say this. Let's push away from the table
and just end it
because there's a chance that we may stay too long. And people are like, "Listen, you silly fucks!
Yeah,
you long-winded bastards!
You stopped being funny 20 minutes ago. So let's call it a night." Yeah.
And
good.
Thank you guys for being a part of the reboot.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a lot of fun.
Hell yeah!
And,
It's always
I've gotten some really positive texts so far.
Nice.
So like it's been pretty cool.
Have I gotten any?
What I'm gonna do right now to close the show, I'm going to play a song by our good friends in Space Brain who are playing tomorrow night. So anybody that's fucking listening to this right now live, possibly, I'm going to be at the show at Uncle Lou's tomorrow night, starting at, I think it's like doors are at 8. Space Brain's playing. They are doing a Nirvana cover, which I'm super stoked about. But this song that I'm playing for you right now, they will play tomorrow night, and they drop Degenerate Wizards in this song.
Oh, no shit.
So pay attention. Thank you guys for staying with us for episode 31. Matt, thank you for your fucking input. It was epic. Seth, thank you for sitting in.
No problem, man.
Dude.
Thanks for having me.
Seth, dude, you're
a smart guy.
Fantastic.
You make me want to suck your dick so hard.
Actually, this cracker is going to be holding my dick up as soon as the fucking camera goes by.
Circle jerk like crazy, homie. All right, so this is Space Brain. Thank you for hanging out with us. Episode 31 in the books.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be back next week.
Yo.
Motion